I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy! Oh, man!
Nuts. You thought?
And now, your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon! Well, I am back with another show for you all, and I apologize for being a few minutes late. But yeah, the show is about to go down. We got a good one for you today. Got a bunch of different stuff, bunch of different topics. One thing that has had the world on the edge was the Ocean Gate submarine. And, there's found with human remains. I think that's super interesting. So we'll be going over that. One of the cool things is our community's very own Purple Haze was a guest on a podcast talk show. And she went up against a gentleman by the name of Extas1s, something like that. And it was a really cool debate. It was a lot intense, but as you know, our very own Purple Haze don't play no games. And she came to wage war. And so she did what she always do. She held down the damn house. So that was also pretty cool. I'm going to go over some other stuff as well. I actually want to get into Final Fantasy 16. I've been playing a lot of it. And I actually got a couple things that I don't like about the game. So I want to go over that as well. So with that being said, guys, I'm the Cowboy King of Entertainment. And bam, baby, we're going to get into this thing right now. So I hope you got your hands held down to your seats and you're ready to batten down the hatch, because it's going to be nothing less than epic. Because I'm a cowboy. Oh, man. And it's really cool because my arm is getting better because I couldn't do that before. But now I could fully do this. because it was silly. I couldn't really move my arm. Anyway, if you guys been following my vlogs, I got surgery about a month ago, and my arm is getting better. This is about as high as I can raise it. But you know what? That's pretty good. The other day I got excited because I was able to touch the top of the refrigerator and my fingers touch. And I was like, oh, that was cool. Anyway, so with that being said, guys, we're going to get into this thing. Like I said, a couple good topics. I'm going to throw the link out there. Anyone is welcome to click on that link and jump right on into the stream itself. If you're new to this channel, I'm very proud because a lot of people said, you're not supposed to do it the way you want. You're supposed to make a channel that's supposed to be about just one thing. And I've been hard-headed because before my channel was even monetized, I had my channel for 9+ years, and all I did was just did whatever. I talk about this, I talk about that, I have vlogging, I have stuff about movies. I just like to do and create content, hence the king of content, now the king of entertainment. But lately it's been cool. Like I'll see one of my movie reviews getting, going up there, 100 plus, 400 something, whatever views, right? Then I'll put out another video and it'll be one of these little, podcast talk shows, and it'll get decent views for what I think is cool. Then I'll see another one of my videos that'll be a review of something, and I'm like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. So it's showing like there are people who like this type of content on my channel, and that's all they watch. And there's people in this little section, they like this type of content. That's all they watch. And that's all my thing is. I never say, hey, watch all of my content. I just tell people to find the stuff on there that you like. And it's been pretty cool. So make sure you check out the most recent content, which was yesterday. I've been cooped up in this house, guys. I got my surgery done March. Wow. Why did I say March? My surgery was done May 31st. And so it's close to a month. And I barely been out the house. I sit home every day. I play video games or just sit back. But today, or should I say yesterday, I said, you know what? I'm getting out of the house. The weather isn't so bad. So I jumped in the car. I went to the beach and said, listen, I just want to buy some boardwalk pizza, the big giant slices. And I just want to get some ice cream and a soda, walk the boardwalk, leave, and that's it. So it was cool. Yesterday, I called my buddy DJ Justin Love because he lives literally like 20 minutes from the beach. And I said, bro, I want to be in the neighborhood. Let me swing by, check out that Street Fighter 6, see what it's like. And he said, dude, I'll come with you. So I drove up. He jumped in the car. We went out there, and it was pretty cool. So it's a really short video, but if you guys want, check it out. It was pretty funny because I never seen the ice cream melt that fast, and I had ice cream all down me. And if you want to see the cowboy make a mess of himself, well, there you go. So with that being said, I'm going to grab a chair. I hope you guys grab a chair, and we're going to get this show on the road. Good stuff. So let me do this. I like to read the first couple comments. I like to call it the early adopters. So my guy, Michael, is in the building. Let's give a rise to you. My guy, Red Giraffe, is in the building. Now, Red, yesterday was crazy. Not yesterday, Tuesday, right? I was streaming, and I was like, oh, yeah. And I mentioned your name. I was like, oh, my God, I thought I was supposed to be doing a thing with Red. I was like, was that Tuesday or Thursday? And I totally forgot, bro. So I totally forgot that you wanted to come on the show, and we were supposed to have this little discussion about content creation. So forgive me for that. If you still want to come on, let me know. And we definitely want to make that happen. But I apologize because I definitely did forget. All right. Purple Haze. Purple Haze. She is in the building. Let's give it up for our very own Purple Haze. You know why I worded that way? One cool thing about Purple, since the day I met her, she had this word that she has never let go of. And it's called community. And it was very important for her to be a part of a community, help build a community. And I actually told her behind the scenes and live that when I have my little rant with Stadia and I was a little mad, I wanted to take my ball and go home, I helped build that community. I did. But when I was like my little crying self and I walked out the door, Purple held it down. She held people together. It was like, when Spider-Man was holding my arm, can't move that far, but I'm gonna give it a go. You know, Spider-Man was holding like two things, and he was like, ah, he wouldn't let him go. That was Purple. You know, there was a big fight. Purple was like, no, I'm not gonna let this thing break. And she literally was helping the community together. And thank you very much from my man Rune. Donated $5. We'll definitely read that. But I want to thank Purple a lot. And so that's why I say our very own Purple Haze, because damn it, we're still a community. The community that we got left, we ain't a Stadia community, we ain't a cloud community, but damn it, we are still a community. I don't know what you call us, but you still call us a community. So just wanted to say that. FCat said the chef is in the house. So about to throw out the link so you guys could join. Today we get back Cowboy for cutting us off. Yeah, today you guys gonna go in, and I'm just gonna shut my little mouth, and it's gonna be epic. Don't go to the New York for pizza. Well, why you say that, bro? New York is known for pizza. You know, come on, tell them, Purple. Why not? Yo, Ellis is in the building. Let's go. Let me see. They banned Stone Oven or something. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. But my man Rune said, he said, yo, where's my video? It's been 3 days. Android can't do what iPhones do. You know what? I'm going to make part of the show. I'm going to bring that up, Rune, and it's going to be part of the show since you like to run your mouth. All right, Bio's in the building. Let's go, Bio. We had a nice woo yesterday. Bio has been a part of that crew. He won some championships. Good stuff. Had a lot of fun last night. You guys got to check it out. Every Wednesday is We Wrestle Wednesdays, and we wrestle for about 5 hours, and we laugh, we joke, we cry, we trash talk each other. People get mad and quit and win titles, and it's just a ball of fun over there. Ron's in the building. Ron said, where's the combat? It's about to, well, Purple's going to explain some combat in a minute. What's up, everyone? Rune is saying, Rune said, Purple Haze, you did a great job on the podcast last night. I felt bad for you. I didn't feel bad for her because she was slapping people left and right for over 2 hours. It's okay, no worries. I want to talk on Tuesday if you are doing a show. Since it's the 4th, I am off all day, but if you have plans for that day, no worries. I'm not even sure. I got to talk to my wife about that because she didn't say we had plans, but knowing her, but maybe I could do one early. So I'll talk to her about that, Red, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for being there, Rune and FCat. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I listened to the whole thing today, and it was what, 2 hours and like 47 minutes. Of course, it took them like a half an hour to get the show started, but I listened to the whole thing. And it was wild. It was epic. What happened last night after I left the party? We just talked for a while. It was pretty good and constructive. I felt bad for her because she had to deal with that dude. He couldn't compute, and she kept having to repeat herself and dumb things down, and it still wasn't enough. Yeah, I definitely know that part. So anyway, I am going to throw the link, and as you guys know, anyone could join. We are going to, like I said, get into some of these topics. We'll have Purple could recap some of what happened last night and go over what's been going on recently with the ABK deal, the court filing. It's like going crazy right now with testimonies and stuff like that. So to join the show, and here you guys go. I am also going to pin it. And also, I want to get into iPhone versus Android, since Rune brought that up. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is that Rune was saying to Mr. Urban World and I that iPhones can do more than Android, because Mr. Urban World said Android can do more than iPhone. And so I never heard someone actually go against that, right? I've always heard iPhone people be like, no, yeah, Android could do more, but our cameras are better, but we don't we have less security issues. But Rune, as we've been getting to know each other, he seems to be a fanboy of everything he loves. See, because Rune, anything he likes, nothing is better. Nothing. Everything he likes, something that goes against it has never had any points better than what he likes. because I never heard someone say iPhone can do more than Android. And then let me tell you what Rune does, right? This is what Rune does. You'll put out a bunch of, Mr. Urban World lists like 13 things that Android could do that iPhone can't. You know what Rune does? He said, oh yeah, but 99% of people don't care about that. Like, can you imagine being in court and let's say you're Jeffrey Dahmer, right? And they're like, we got you. You killed like, bro, you killed like 48 people. And imagine him being like, honestly, 40 of those people was homeless. So it doesn't even really matter because nobody even knew who they was. No one is even gonna care. Can you imagine that? And people will be like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. So let's just throw out the 40. And we're just gonna stick to the the 8 people that you killed. That's what Rune does. And he really thinks that make him win his point. Anyways, coming in live, red hot, is none other than my right-hand man, F-Cat. And if you guys didn't know,
Yeah.
F-Cat. If you guys didn't know, F-Cat comes up with most of the topics, man. When we go over a lot of gaming stuff, this F-Cat hit me up like, bro, make this the topic. Make this the title of the show. And today I said, you know what? Now, mind you, I've been really into this whole Ocean Gate thing. So, that's kind of on me. But yeah, so look at the thumbnail. I grabbed this and I slapped it together just so we got a thumbnail, and I'll change it. But the person who is definitely going to be on the microphone today is none other than Purple. Haze is in the building, and let's get her up in here. Let's go.
What's up? What's up?
Purple.
Hey, thanks for those words, and shout out to you, Cowboy, and Rune, and FCAP for coming by.
Oh yeah, listen. I was listening, right? And I'm like, yo, first of all, I know I take a long time to get the show started, but yo, we got the pilot talking about you have reached your destination. I thought that was clever. I was like, bro, that's cool as hell. You have reached your destination. If you reach your destination safely, make sure you put on your seatbelts and hit the subscribe button. I said, damn, I need something like if you're on your horse and you didn't hit too many bumps, make sure you hit this. I don't know, but that was cool. But yeah, it was really cool. Purple, listen. When they told you, first of all, you told me it was gonna go down. I didn't know it was gonna go down that soon. And then they put the thing in. They was like, "Yeah, Purple's gonna debate this dude." I said, "Yeah." She was telling me about it. I was like, "When is it?" They was like, "It's tonight." I was like, "Tonight?" And I knew, like, man, listen, they have no clue. I don't care who you are. You better be the Supreme Court if you're going up against Purple. That's all I'm saying. If you ain't somebody on the board or something, you're gonna have a rough time going up against Purple. So as I'm listening to it, I'm like, and it's cool. Dude was he did a better job than I thought he was gonna do. I thought he was gonna be the normal guy rambling, but he did sound like he has been very invested. So I at least hear his sincerity. Like, how some people just go like they act like you didn't make a good point or you said something. They'd be like, no. He at least was very sincere to listen to everything Purple said and try to kind of go around it because he's that invested. And I was like, you know what? That was cool versus something that Rune would do. Like Purple would be like, listen, so the documents do show that you was there on Thursday at 8 a.m. That the camera, that was you. We got you on. It was you. And then Rune would be like, well, see, the thing is, those cameras are old. And nobody even because everybody uses Sony and no one uses Macintosh anymore for cameras, so it doesn't really matter. You're like, what the, bro? You on camera? It doesn't matter because, bro, no one who still really that the camera's not made by Sony. So the guy was different. He was pretty much like, that was a good point, and I mean, so anyway, I thought it was cool, but good stuff. But Purple is on. FCAT is on, and I'm just kind of gonna be quiet because
So yeah, I got
FCAT.
some I got some highlights from that little debate.
As I knew
from
you
what
would.
from what I remember.
Now,
But we
do
can talk about your submarine thing first, real quick.
Cool. I'm just gonna throw a video up there. Just a little awareness for some people. And I want to talk about it just a little bit. But let me ask you this, Purple.
how was it going on the show? I think you said you was on their show before, right?
Yeah, I was on the show before.
Mhm.
I mean, their chat, obviously, they're pretty solid Xbox. It's called Xbox
Mhm.
International. So, and stuff. So, but I thought they did a good job moderating the chat. Sometimes I think people got a little out of hand, not out of hand, but you know how people get.
Right.
But,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
but no, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty tired afterwards. Like I was like, I didn't.
Like put it this way, cowboy. Like that chat turned into Lono's chat real quick.
No, I mean, you know what's crazy? I should have. So when I listened to it, I was playing Final Fantasy, and I should have had the chat up to kind of like, you know how you kind of like have it where it plays in the chat, and I could look at the chat. But I just pretty much was focused on what Purple was saying to the dude and what he was saying too, because I gave him some credit. But wow, so they was like the guy was like, well, they're not being
Someone
too
told me I was
bad.
Lena Khan. Someone told me I was in Lena Khan's family. I thought that was
Wow.
like, it was like the one instant I looked at the chat because I was like trying to. Like,
Oh my god, you have no idea. I have words for that, but we'll go to that later.
That's funny. That was good though.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna slowly, as you guys talk, I'm gonna go through the chat. I'll pull some stuff up. And this silly little thing with me and Rune is funny, but let me just address this real quick. So real quick, I didn't even know how I got pulled into it because I really wasn't a part of it at first. It was Rune and Mr. Urban Roll and I don't know who else, but they was just saying that Android can do more things than iPhone, and Rune was like, no, that's not true. And I never heard somebody disagree with that. I've always heard people say, yeah, but iPhone camera is way better. And I'm like, the camera's pretty on point. Or I've heard, like I said, some stuff. And
Well,
Rune was like,
one
no,
you can download game stuff on, one you can.
no, because Rune made. So I just simply said, Rune, that's kind of crazy you saying that. I was like, well, bro. He was like, no, you could like, well, what you just said, right? So Rune was like, I'm gonna download Grand Theft Auto 3 real quick and watch this. And I said, we'll make a video, right? I said, if we both was to download a game, let's see. So he went, and this was cool. He made a video and he showed him real quick down. I mean, it had to be. I'm assuming it was editing because some stuff was chopping up. So but he showed a video real quick. Bam, he typed in something. Apparently it was the iPhone, and went to a website and went to some other thing and did something, and he downloaded like 4 different things. And I don't know if it's going really fast, but and if he sped up the time or what, but whatever, hey, listen. And so he downloaded the game, and I said, yo, you're gonna show gameplay? And he showed gameplay, or at least, yeah, I mean, you've seen the guy walk and stop right in front of a car, so it was good enough for me. So he said, where's your video? One, I never said I was gonna make the video, but I'm not that invested. I was just, because I just really thought, I know he's a super fanboy and I love the guy, but I thought instantly he was gonna be like, oh yeah, you got that. But nah, my man was like, nah, what you talking about? iPhone could do 80 million things Android can. I was like, damn, that's crazy. So anyway, long story short, that's kind of how that is. So I'm gonna read a little bit of his stuff as he's talking. But Bayo had a question, said, who won local or chosen last night? I don't remember. I think you're talking about the I'm pretty sure local did win, or chosen cheated them. Local won after chosen cheated them. Let me see. Red Giraffe's not gonna lie, cowboy. Ever since you have the phrase that is epic as your catchphrase, I have noticed I have been saying it more and more. LOL. So keep doing it. I have to. You know what, Red? You could use that because it's epic. Let me see. I never said it can do more. I said it can do all the important things and better. This guy, man. You ever just debate and ruin must have been how Purple felt last night. That's the only thing I can imagine. Like, Purple, at any point did you want to rip your hair out?
Oh, there we go. This mute. No, I think no, it wasn't like that. I just felt like at a point we were just going round and round in circles. So.
No, I will say that you would say something, and dude just went off in like a tangent to come back to the point you were saying. I was just like, bro, were you listening? And you had to keep saying, so let me answer again. I was like, yo, she did just answer that like 8 times, but I guess you got to answer it a different way. Let me say, Android could do more, but that more is pointless crap. Wow, listen to this guy, right? So let me say this. If someone said something could do more, and that was the main thing, and you had to say, okay, yes, I agree. What's the point to even going into the but the more is pointless crap? You just already agreed. Anyway, worst analogy, Purple said, interesting analogy, the worst analogy ever. And guys, Purple, Doc Dark 1985 is in the building. So good stuff with that. Let me just get to this really quick. Where our Jeffrey Dahmer's case went like that. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. He said, where's Purple on camera? Yo, Purple don't need to be on camera. Purple is a celebrity, all right? Purple destroyed that dude, Rune said. Let me see. I'm low-key getting tired of hearing about the drama over the deal. I mean, everyone is, but it is news nonetheless. Now Combo, he did it terrible. Let me see, laughing. Purple said analogy tonight. Let me see. You have not been exposing me, Rune. That's the only thing, is your fanboy logic allows you to never ever say you were wrong. Let me see. You're talking about the moderators. All right, cool. Oh, Rue Diggs is in the building. Q Beanie's in the building. Android is far better than iOS, period. And cameras are subjective based on Android's phones. I'm not going to say that. He did. Work's been catching up. Rue Diggs said, hope you're doing well. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Always ask about my shoulder, man, and it's getting there. Let me see. Rue Diggs, what's up to Purple and FCat and Rune. Let me see. Cubini said the Android was better overall. All right, cool. So I think I am down to the bottom. Purple's talking about Zelda. Let me see. Bruce said, okay, Cowboy, this argument is over. Team iPhone won. Doesn't kind of sound like it, but and mind you, I used to be a big phone guy. I don't really care anymore. I've eventually found the phone that I personally love, which is the Samsung Fold. But before that, yeah, I used to be team Android versus iPhone. And then one day I found out that Samsung makes the displays, or used to make the displays on iPhones. I felt so stupid because I'm over here arguing what's better, and they're over there shaking hands, making deals together. And at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of getting out of this who's better, because they don't even care. I'm trying to champion Samsung, and they're like, man, shut the hell up and let me make my money with iPhone. And so I don't want to sound like Rune. So I had to jump out of that. All right, 71.63% of Android market share worldwide. Enough said. What's up, Cubini? Ron is in the building. He said Stadia could do more. Yeah, Cubini, because Obama phones are free. Damn. See, that's the comebacks Rune does. He doesn't acknowledge anything. Let me see. Are you going to be on Zelda streaming? You ain't lying. I said worldwide, not USA. Damn. All right. Anyway, there we go. Other countries got similar programs, and some Android phones are $20. That doesn't mean it's better. Let me see. We need a trilogy of movies for the Rune and Cowboy debate. Tell that to PlayStation. Ooh, yo, Lion's in the building. Yo, I gotta put Purple name more often. When it was operation. That's what people are showing up. All right, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Told you it was gonna work.
Better subjective, as each have their own pros and cons. I'm surprised Maker didn't say rest in peace something. Ford best-selling truck, but arguably not the best. Cowboy is still in it. You and Urban, whatever, man. All right, so as someone who works in the industry, the high end of phone market is Apple. Android runs the low-budget devices, specifically in places like India. This is what gives them the bigger market percentage. And shout out to Purple. Purple is awesome, Brad said. And there we go. All right, cool. So I'm gonna be quiet now. FCat, take it away, unless you want me to pull up my quick little video about the submarine, and then I could do that, and then I could really just be quiet.
You can do that.
All right, cool. So real quick, I just want to bring this up, guys. I'm gonna play a little bit of a clip. Here's the thing. I don't know if you know or not, but the submersible was actually found. So, and what makes this interesting is it was found with human remains. Now, why is that important? Well, so they were saying that the state of the human remains, or the state of remains, would be like almost unidentifiable, because when something implodes underwater like that, number one, the remains will be crushed, and number two, the temperature, some people say it should be as hot as the surface of the sun, should pretty much melt the remains. So when they came out and said there were human remains, a buddy of mine who said he thinks this is all a hoax. Mr. Josh Warren, I love the guy very much, but he thinks that this is a hoax and there was no submarine. And apparently he's saying these 5 people are somewhere on the world and not dead. And I was like, bro, you think all these people are gonna like they're gonna we got all these people looking for them? But I mean, some people think Tupac is still alive. I want to believe that, and Biggie and Bruce Lee and whatever. So we could chalk this up to, I guess, because now there are some remains. They didn't see, you know, the depth of the remains, but there are some human remains found. So I guess these people, I don't know. But anyway, let me play a little bit of this video and check it out.
To some breaking news that we're learning now from the United States Coast Guard about that Titan submersible that catastrophically imploded, as the Coast Guard now says they have recovered, quote, presumed human remains from the seafloor in the area of that doomed submersible.
I'll speed this up a little bit just so you can see some of the video.
Some pieces of this from the ocean floor there off the North Atlantic. According to the U.S. Coast Guard, they received debris and evidence recovered from the seafloor at the site of that Titan submersible after consultation with the international partners. Investigative agencies, the Marine Board of Investigation intends to transport the evidence aboard a U.S. Coast Guard cutter to a port in the United States.
Here are some of the, they're going to show some of the pieces, actually.
Have been carefully recovered.
Pretty much everything I said is pretty much what they're talking about, just the remains.
Statement, the chair of the
Look at that.
the Marine Board of Investigation said, quote, I am grateful.
That was deep, though, right? When you think how strong this thing is, stand that pressure, and then it actually did get crushed. But then when you're going to look at wires, so in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, what are you going to see, right? Or can you show wires like totally crushed or whatever from all this pressure? But you're going to see that show like a piece of it, and it's like a bunch of wires and everything. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't understand. Like, look at that, right? I didn't understand what I would see, but yeah, you could actually see the hole and the wires still connected and stuff like that. But you can see those dents and everything. So very
professionals to
interesting. I didn't think it would look like this, but I guess those pieces you got to think are super solid, whatever they're made out of.
As you can see them bringing this back some hundreds of miles off the coast as they were touring the Titanic. It went missing more than a week ago, and the 5 people aboard.
Interesting. But I pretty much wanted to bring that up. I want to show that I've been invested into this story, put a lot of hours into watching this stuff. And I just think it's really interesting. And yeah. Now, let me just read. I see Red's comment. He did say these 5 billionaires did have a lot of dirt on them. Faking their deaths wouldn't surprise me. It has as much evidence as other conspiracy theories, so I can only take it with a grain of salt. I mean, anything could be possible. Let me see. People think everything is a hoax these days, Rune said. That PlayStation gamer said, mind if I... Yeah, you could join, man. Yeah, listen, we have topics. As long as you jump in and you're a part of the topics, you could also come up with some topics. But we do got some topics we want to get out the way first. But yeah, just hit the link. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. Jump on in. Got to give a shout out to Q Beanie. On Tuesday, I had an open mic and he came on, and it was a hell of a show. And he had like 98% of the topics he just was coming up with, and it literally held the whole show down. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I have come to the point I wanted to make, and FCAT is right here. And that PlayStation gamer is in the building. Let's give him a hand clap. Kind of cool. We started off as some would say rivalries, and it's cool that he's a friend of the show. I watch his content and tune in and jump in sometimes. So I love where people could meet up.
Cowboy, for whatever reason, I can't hear you.
Oh, no?
No, wait. Something on my end.
Okay, cool. Not a problem. But I think it's cool where sometimes you can meet under certain circumstances and then become cool. So good stuff. Definitely that PlayStation gamer is a friend of the show, and good to have you on. So with that being said, I'm going to be quiet and let FCAT take it away at this point.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about this debate. I mean, you can bring up moments that you remember, Cowboy, or moments that you remember, Purple. Distinctly, what I remember, the the guy, I don't know. I guess he had like some kind of broken English or something. You couldn't hardly like.
Well, no, I think he was just Spanish, and that's his primary language.
Yeah,
So English is
yeah,
not his primary
and
language.
during the debate, he actually admitted that he wasn't American and he didn't know how things work here. And I was like, oh, that's it, you know.
Well, I'll say this: I think he did a great job, even with the language barrier. It was some things he couldn't say
Yeah,
in English, and
he did his due diligence, and I mean, most of the things he brought up was things to that they're talking about, between the Xbox community and the fans, and that's mostly that FTC was all about Sony and not the consumer.
But at least he didn't just do the normal fanboy thing, right? He at least like stayed on topic. Like because I was thinking like, man, Purple's gonna make it hard for some people because the point she's gonna bring up. And I gave him credit because he stuck in there. Like he at least didn't go to, oh, I mean, at one point they did say Microsoft is, they always say Microsoft is evil or bad, but he didn't go to that normal. Everybody just dogpiling on Microsoft.
There were moments. Room pointed out he kept calling the FTC clown circus or something like that.
I don't think they did it. I mean, I don't think I don't think he went on it that much though. Like, I don't know. I thought it was a good little back and forth, but he tried to hold his own.
It was decent. I mean, I watch a lot of debates on real time and heard debates on this show, and that was a good one.
What debate was this about?
Purple's debate with this Xbox guy about the FTC APK deal.
I learned something a long time ago. Don't argue with fanboys because they don't use logic.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. And Purple said that, and that was my favorite moment when she said, "Y'all." What was it you said?
I'll say it because when she said that, they went crazy.
The show stopped. Like everybody turned blue.
Let me repeat it. She said, "You guys are taking everything Microsoft say as gospel," and it was like an eruption. I was like, "Oh snap! What just happened?" Yeah.
She
called them out. What? Where'd you get that from, Purple?
I think well, it's true. Like that's their only talking points, and so that's where I think. I mean, the guy was. I mean, everybody's smart, right? And so like that's. To me, it was just like you're taking the same talking points that originated Microsoft, and I talked to Cowboy behind state a few weeks ago. Like the FTC doesn't have a PR firm, right? So they're not going to put out something. The judge doesn't have a PR firm. So really the only PR that's coming from this is from Xbox, right? And some Activision. So, and that's where I just was like, if you just step back and look at everything on its face value, you at least are going to say it's a coin flip, depending on how the judge looks at it. And so I think that's where I got that thing is that they kept, to your point, they kept saying like, oh, they don't have a case.
Right.
Or like started going very political. Like I started, if anything, this whole conversation has become like a political conversation. It's really
exactly right. Family Wars has become like a political party. I'm Team Sony,
that's the
so
thing.
That means I'm Team Blue.
Hey,
and that's the thing, especially.
Hold up, real quick. It is TPG. The name
that PlayStation gamer.
I was about to say the name of your channel is That PlayStation Gamer.
Yeah, but at least with my channel, by the name alone, you already know what you should expect. He's a PlayStation gamer.
Not a fanboy. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, like in chat, like everybody was assuming Purple was a pony just because she was against the deal.
Yeah, that was silly.
Like, and they're like, "Oh, who is she?" Like, who does she think she is? That's not right. Blah
Well, I
blah
know
blah
it's like,
blah.
I mean,
It's
you're
like,
doing
dude,
fanboys,
you're
you
a
have to
bunch of
pass this
stupid
criteria
gamers.
test.
You're a bunch of stupid gamers that think y'all know how to control a country, run a country. You know the law is, and it's like this is ridiculous.
Well,
It's
let's do
easy to
this.
backseat game.
Let me do this. There's some people tuning in that probably don't know the newest findings. So, Purple, could you just give us like a recap of the most recent thing? I think right now they're doing testimonies, just like kind of like a recap of like where we are in the not your debate, but the actual the ABK deal.
Yeah, they're doing closing art. I assume they're doing it. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
they're doing closing art.
The judge has a lot of questions to both groups. I've never seen this judge rule before, so I don't know her style, but that's what they're doing. She's just questioning them all on different things, and she's asked them beforehand that she wants to go through each theory of harm one by one with both counsels in front of her. So that's where it's at. Today they did a couple of some more testimony, but that was about it.
Okay.
Like,
And then
Yeah.
do you still stick with your stance? You still feel if the deal goes through, it's because they would renegotiate. But if they don't renegotiate, it's not going through.
yeah, I find that. Yeah, I think it's today. I think the most validating thing, my point. Like yesterday, I talked about like international law, right? International agreements, and without even knowing any details that were going on behind the scene, I said the U.S. has like kind of alliance, these trade agreements, these legal common law type of agreements. And if we look at that, all of the U.S. what I would call closest U.S. allies are siding one side, right? That's United States, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. And what did you know today? Canada came out and said, like, we support the FTC's
Right.
and so there's a lot of like stuff like that I don't think gets reported as much just because the journalists aren't bred into that, and
They're getting caught on like the little things, like Sony and how much they spend on an average AAA game.
Yeah, they're getting stuff from Twitter threads.
Yeah,
and
they're
people
getting
claiming that they're in the courtroom.
well, and that's and to be fair, like the journalists have to get clicks, right? Like if they're talking like legal, like their audience aren't legal minds, right? They're and most
Right.
of the American public, I continue to say, most American public doesn't even know the difference between like Microsoft and Google. Like they're like,
What's the difference
Yeah.
between 30 FPS and 60?
I don't even think they know what
So the Rune's comment, that's what basically all they care about. They want COD on Game Pass. They want more games on Game Pass. And I find that disturbing because I'm thinking to myself, the reason why like microtransactions and NFTs are in video games because stupid people bought into it. Now they're justifying buying into a subscription. I don't want to sit here and rely on Game Pass.
Well,
I like to buy my games and build my own kind of Game Pass, which I did, so that way I don't have to rely on Game Pass.
Well, let me counter that a little bit. So I will say this. So one thing I learned, if you think of Doc Dark, right? I don't think it's nothing wrong with wanting every game in the world on Game Pass, right? There's a lot of people who want things for nothing, right? No, listen, hear me out. There's a lot of people who want things for nothing. They want things free. They want things cheap. They don't get the ramification of the quality might be
I get
lower.
that. I get that. I'm the cheap gamer. I'm the free gamer.
So then it's okay. So here's the thing. I'm not coming against people who want because I get it, right? Listen, there's people like Doc said, he used to go to the GameStop and he was trying to get 3 games for $15 or $20. I'm like, what quality games are those? It was super old. But guess what? For him, he loved it. Even Game Pass now, he's playing older games that people played years ago. Like he just beat played a Ninja Gaiden game the first time in his life, like literally in last year. And I was just like, oh, that's crazy, right? But at the end of the day, he's loving it. So I get people, right? Let's say you're a bargain person. Let's say you love deals. I get then Game Pass would be amazing. So I don't fault anybody for that. But what I do think of is when Jim Ryan said, if we was to put our games, our exclusive games day and date in our Sony subscription service, it would bring down the quality of the game. So just me personally, if I had to pay full price and keep the games kind of like the way I like my Sony games, those exclusives, then I'd rather pay full price versus, hey, I want things to go the way of the subscription if I was going to lose. But I think some people don't think about, they think quantity over quality. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing for those people, because some people just want to play video games. Some people laugh at adults playing video games and feel like they're for kids. So why should graphics even matter? I mean, hell, there's people who love Nintendo and graphics don't matter. So, so I don't want to, I mean, that's your point. I just wanted to jump and counter that. I personally don't knock people who want every game on Game Pass because I get their mentality. I just don't agree with it.
Personally, I'm in a camp. I'm glad Sony doesn't do games day and date, mostly because that would hurt day one sales and year one sales. A year or two after it comes out, put it on PC, put it wherever the hell you want. But Xbox, I've noticed, it seems like there's a conversation that builds up where it's like Microsoft isn't selling as many games as compared to their competition, like compared to PC and PlayStation. That's what I've heard.
I agree. And Maker has a good point. He said free-to-play games didn't used to exist. I remember paying $60 for MAG, which was a multiplayer only. I wish I had gotten it for free.
Same.
Yeah, I remember playing MAG also. But
basically, Purple felt the rap that Lono usually goes through, and like when he criticizes the ABK deal, all of a sudden he's got these crazy Xbots like in his chat saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're a pony."
And that's always what it comes down to. You don't know what you're talking about. I've been playing video games for almost 20 damn years. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. Suddenly I lost all my fucking brain cells.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
Well, the thing is, it's two camps. It's just like politics. It's just like sports. It's like anything. Exactly. You pick a side, and you I guess last week I think we did an episode where we did what's the definition of fanboy to you? I always say fanboys just lack logic. So when you have your specific side that you prefer, you lack logic. So you would say things like Rune. You'll sound like Rune all the time, but yeah, at the end of the day, I get it though. People jump on their camp, a preference, and then they just lack logic, and they feel like everything they say should be right, and everything you say, if you disagree, should be wrong.
For that, I think it's supposed to be tribalism or something.
Yes, tribalism.
So here we go. This is what we're talking about right here. So this is Phil Spencer talking about xCloud. The first adopters of Project Cloud are likely to be hardcore players. Spencer hypothesized, and if they didn't care, then it was unlikely anyone else would. If we can get them to love, if they will evangelize.
Okay.
That means he basically knows he has a cult behind him.
Well, I mean, every company's got a cult to a certain degree. There's people out there who will only drink Coke.
What he's saying, like he's saying, our fans are so hardcore for Xbox. I can ditch the console, go full xCloud through the cloud, and nobody would care. They would, rally around it.
Well, those are bold statements. You can't. I don't think
that's not a guarantee, though.
Yeah.
Most people will probably be like, "Well, I'm kind of used to the console, so no."
Look at TK9, right? He's already like, "Yo, man, Nintendo is going to be my main platform." Even Doc, brings up what he don't like. But I do see what you're saying. So yeah, like if you, just like anything, right? You
actually, Phil Spencer actually they found out that he said he can't. He wants to. He can shut down console and go full mobile.
I mean, that's the goal at the end of the day, because that's where most of your casual market is.
Right.
Not everyone wants to sit there and pay $500 for a console. It's like, well, why can't I just play it off my phone? If we have this cloud technology.
And you see, Maker brings Maker brings up Walmart, and I agree with Lona's analogy. Like, Xbox is trying to be like Walmart. They're trying to loss lead their way to dominance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they're trying to get their hands a little bit on everything, so then it's like, well, we don't have to be a master.
They have enough money.
We just have a bunch of it.
They have enough money to be like, oh, we don't care. We can lose money, but then we'll take out the competition along the way.
Well,
That way, it's just us.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing with cloud. So I don't think consoles, they're not, obviously they wouldn't take out the console competition, right? But yeah, cloud, and that's what people got to understand. In the future, cloud is going to be more prevalent than it is now. People are going to all over going to be into cloud more than they are, right? And like yesterday, I went to the beach with my buddy, and we were talking about gaming. He was like, today gaming goes subscriptions, because I was saying how Microsoft is usually ahead of the game. They usually do things we don't like now, but eventually in the future that we'll be on board. And he said, well, the day they go subscription, then I'm going to get out of the game. And I said, nah, I'm still going to be playing games. He said, well, you've been using Game Pass, Gamefly for so long, so you're into subscriptions. So I just say that to say this, that that's what people don't understand. Like, yes, right now people laugh at cloud and think cloud is nothing, but eventually cloud will be a big moving factor in gaming. So if Microsoft do get their way, then yeah, they're gonna be the leader, the leaders in the market. And I think the thing is, because it's like, it wouldn't matter if it was like, let's say Atari, let's say somebody new, came out with a new console, right? You'll be like, okay, let's see what they could do, right? But in a new, pretty much emerging market where no one's really that dominant, especially when Stadia folded, if Microsoft automatically be the top dogs, it's going to make it hard for the little guys, because you'll be like, well, they're the top dogs and they're the budget guys. Because usually the little guys are going to probably have to come in as the budget guys, but you're going to be like, the biggest dude is already the budget guys. We already could get everything on Game Pass. Why are we going to spend any money on this little company, And that's what's
So the Maker's comment about Target and Publix, like, Target's more expensive than Walmart, and Walmart already done took out Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that analogy, Purple?
Target is
Xbox is trying to be like Walmart.
I think Xbox is trying to be like Netflix, right?
Like Netflix.
Yeah, I think, which I guess if you look at vertical, does Walmart own its entire value chain? Maybe. I don't know as much about retail, but maybe.
No, not really. So Walmart has a bunch of everything from all. It's like a Game Pass when you think of it, right? Game Pass has their exclusive stuff. They have some cheaper stuff. They have games that's higher price stuff, but they have a bunch of other people's stuff too. I think the Walmart thing is a real good analogy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe because I'm thinking like they have their own shipping company, right? They ship and they have their own product. They have third party, and yeah. So I guess that's a good one.
Yeah, a funny thing is that's a little close to me. My best friend on the planet. I love this guy, man. I would jump off 80 bridges for him, man. My friend Matt. He was best man in my second wedding. But anyway, his wife went to college in New York. They're both from New Jersey. And when she graduated, she got hired by Walmart, the actual headquarters, which is in Arkansas. They paid for her to move out there and everything. So he moved to Arkansas probably like 15 years ago. And, it's like legit. Like he moved into this little, pretty much like Walmart town. And he had no job at first, but she was making so much money. And at the end of the day, it's like Walmart's like a big deal. So when we sit back and think of, oh yeah, they budget everything, but they're like a big deal behind the scenes when it comes to being an industry leader. It's just that, they have their great value stuff. So stuff is cheaper, but it makes them so powerful. And that I could see Microsoft trying to go that way,
Yeah,
especially
Walmart's a billion dollar company, and they match whatever price anybody else has.
Yeah, man.
Like, ridiculous. But yeah, let's get into this.
So Xbox
here we go.
trial day 4, Bobby Kotick and Jim Ryan agree on one thing. Neither of them like Game Pass. Ooh. Oh, hold up. That's
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I don't know why Xbox fans are out there spinning Bobby Kotick's thing as for it's going for Xbox and Microsoft. He ruined it. Like, he straight up ruined this deal, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Who?
this is
He
this,
said like everything the FTC wanted to hear.
yeah, this is actually a very when this came up, this was actually a really big point that he was saying. And the judge asked him about it because it caught her off guard. He
Wow.
basically said, I think subscription services are basically horrible for the industry. But before he had said, like, hey, I think this deal is good for gaming. So she had to stop him and say, like, well, why are you doing this for gaming? If you think this is so bad. And then he kind of like very like smugly said, I can have a personal opinion different than what my shareholders want, basically.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Like, he's a puppet. He's answering to the big people who got the money and they control him. Like, he can say, "Oh, I don't like Game Pass. I don't want to be on Game Pass," but his shareholders are like, we want to be on Game Pass.
So this is actually pretty big because when you think about the harm to consumers, you now have the CEO of the gaming company being quired saying potentially this is a harm to the industry. And that's why it caught people off so guard. Like, well, what did you just say? And that's why and what did I say from my very first? Bobby Kotick doesn't want this to go through, right? But I kind of come off of that. But it's stuff he
Can I
does
say something real quick?
that I just don't get. Yeah,
Fuck Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck Bobby Kotick and his $1 billion fucking parachute.
All right. That's what did he do? What did he do to you, bro? Where you go out to eat
have
together?
you ever heard
Like,
about some of the accusations that were made about him? Like how he threatened to kill his secretary?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You know what's funny? I forgot that's how this whole thing started. And Purple always try to remind people, but yeah, I forgot that was how this whole thing started. Was Activision was going through a lot because of all this stuff the issues he was having.
So Bobby Kotick says he wouldn't put Call of Duty on Xbox Game Pass or any other services. But Cowboy, what's the PlayStation Plus free games for next month?
Oh.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
One of the Call of Duty Cold War, right?
Wasn't that the one before the one that just came out?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah,
and people are like, "Oh, it's an old game." I mean, still, he went under oath, saying he doesn't like subscriptions, saying he doesn't want Call of Duty on subscriptions, but yet he's like, "Oh, I'll take whatever the amount. Like, if it's a good amount, I'll do it." So he's still, dancing for money.
Well,
dance, monkey, dance.
Well, the only reason I disagree with that is the reason why I disagree with that is all right. So one thing is if Microsoft owns Activision, then they have the final say so, right? Depending on how they do a deal, right? Because it could be like the Bungie deal where Bungie still have their own say so, right? But I'm pretty sure Bobby would realize that first of all, Call of Duty makes so much money. Why would you even put it on a subscription service, right? Because it's going to sell so much regardless. So you're going to undercut yourself. But an older Call of Duty that you already made your money on, I don't see the issue with that. So, I wouldn't list. I don't know if they asked him in the court case, are you talking about brand new games or not? But I would just assume he's talking about brand new games when he said he wouldn't put Call of Duty on a subscription service.
Yeah, so that I asked over Twitter to explain to me, why Call of Duty on Game Pass would be beneficial to me if I already own all the Call of Duties on Xbox. And they were like, "Oh, for future stuff." I'm like, "Okay, well, if I like said future title, I'm gonna buy it. I mean, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna touch it.
Yeah, but
For
I think the
example,
thing is,
WW2 and Vanguard. I did not touch those Call of Duties.
yeah, but guess what? If you had Game Pass, you probably would have played those Call of Duties because you would have already been
No,
paying for a service.
I refused to play those two,
Why?
specifically those two, because
Why?
they were bad.
How, you didn't
They
play
were
them, so
bad
how do you know
in
they
my
were bad?
opinion. I
You
did play
didn't?
them. I played the beta. I played the beta. I did not like it
So you
at
was
all, and it
you was
turned out the
judging the
game was
game.
horrible.
You was judging the game based off the beta, and then you went with everybody's opinion of the actual game. Is that what you're saying? Well, here's my thing.
I waited till the reviews.
I hear you, but if you were a true Call of Duty fan, and I'm not saying you're not, but I'm saying hypothetically, if you was a true Call of Duty fan, and you also was a Game Pass fan, so this is what I got to say to people. When people talk about Game Pass, they're speaking from the people who pay every month, right? They're a Game Pass fan. That means they were already paying anyway. So when like somebody like me, I pay for Game Pass and then I stop. I don't pay for another couple months till a game come out. So I look at it like if I was paying for Game Pass every month, I'm gonna lose money because I'm not playing games every month. But when you hear people talk, so the thing is, what's really important in public speaking is a thing called you have to know your audience, right? So if I'm up on the stage talking and I say, man, are there any fanboys in the house tonight? And Purple say, yeah, me. I know who Purple is. She's making a joke. She's being funny. If Rune said, yeah, me, I'm like, oh yeah, he's a fanboy, right? So you got to know your audience. So when people on Twitter say, what do you mean? We'll get Call of Duty and Game Pass, then you'll be able to check it out. Those are people that was paying for game. That's like a Doc Dart. He's paying for Game Pass every month. So Call of Duty and Game Pass will be very beneficial for him. It's not like the people who say, well, if you're spending more money on Call of Duty because you're paying for it every month for a year, then it would have cost you. No, those people was paying for
I
Game
get
Pass
it.
anyway.
I mean, I get that. I don't see it like that. Because the people that are capping for Call of Duty on Game Pass, they don't care about Call of Duty. They don't play Call of Duty.
They want to save money much as they can.
They want the
buy the
bragging
next
rights.
Call of Duty.
No. They want the bragging rights just to say we have Call of Duty on Game Pass. That's it.
I'm sure.
Congratulations, but guess what?
Yeah.
I've got
the game's not going to change.
Just because of
the audience ain't going to get bigger. Call of Duty ain't going to get bigger or better because of this. Nothing's going to happen.
Well, no. So FCAT, there are people who definitely, right? It's the console war. So there are people who will be like, they're just doing it out the name of console war. But there are legit gamers who are value gamers. And dude, if they could get a Call of Duty in their subscription service they pay for every month, that's going to give their subscription service a lot more value, even if they're not Call of Duty fans, because now they get a chance to play Call of Duty and check it out. Maybe they don't like Call of Duty. Maybe they like Halo, but maybe they've heard Call of Duty is better than Halo. And they're like, I don't know if I would never pay $60 or $70 to try a Call of Duty. And bam, now it goes into Game Pass. And for them, they could actually try it, and it gives the subscription service they're paying for anyway more value. You know what I mean? Just saying.
I get all that. I don't know. Call of Duty is a whole nother monster. If this is like the Ring of Mordor, like they say it is, and it's the end all be all.
Damn ring in the volcano, let it die.
If it's the end all be all game, you buy it.
So I
haven't bought Call of Duty in years, and like
go ahead, Purple.
Go ahead. To me.
Yeah, I think it's funny, just because this was, Cowboy, we played Stadia on this. Stadia just came out up in the closing questions, and it was kind of funny what Microsoft said. The FTC brought up like a real harm about foreclosing, and saying like, one day Stadia, like Cowboy found this out. One day Stadia just closes, and you can't get some of your games, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a real harm, right? Foreclosure. And then the Microsoft lawyer comes in and says, no one should feel sorry for Google Stadia. They didn't put enough money into it. So I thought that was like a funny, like
wow, they really just said that?
Which I think would also like being like, I think the cloud angle is what's gonna like hold this deal up in the US, but y'all can keep going. I just saw that across my feed. I thought
Well,
that
I
was
was
funny.
just trying to post this article I found from IGN. Xbox Phil Spencer seemingly denied to make all ZeniMax games exclusives in 2021 meeting.
Well, yeah,
So
so that's
wait,
a known.
they
Yeah,
did.
that's
Yeah.
They weren't gonna make them exclusive, but now Starfield's exclusive. What the hell? Phil Spencer speaking that 2-ton talk over there.
So Kotick also leaked some more information. He says that the next Switch is going to have performance up to the same as the Xbox One or PS4.
I fucking hope so.
I mean, I could see that.
So if this happens, they can't take the pass anymore. Nintendo cannot get that pass anymore.
Why not?
That's it.
Why not?
Because they're holding back gaming for one.
Who, Nintendo?
And their games will be, up to spec to compete with
Whoa,
other.
stop. So you're saying an Xbox
higher
One
grade.
and a PS4 is up to spec to compete?
I mean, it's
Come on, man.
it's kind of.
No, listen. We're trying to. Xbox already is leaving Xbox One in the past, right? So they're already only making games for the Xbox Series S and X, right? And PlayStation isn't too far away. PlayStation would already been on that if they didn't just do one more year of manufacturing the PS4.
You know what I'm saying? With these kind of specs, they can make higher quality games.
No, but listen, man. But you can't say they will be on par because they wouldn't. You know what I mean? They still
wouldn't be on. They would.
Talking about Nintendo and stuff. Like I'm just all this is coming across my.
Oh God, Nintendo.
No, it's kind
of
because y'all are asking like what just happened, and it's kind I'm just getting pings about it. The judge actually, the judge was saying, the Microsoft lawyer was like, yes, our consoles compete against the Switch, and then the FTC's trying. They keep going about this console thing, and the judge just like interrupts them and says, Nintendo Switch is actually better than both. And just like look at her, and she's like, it has a screen on it. Why would anybody even want to consider doing this other thing? So it's just funny how like people look at this outside of gaming. Because
yes,
you're right. Like, the Switch does have a screen, right? And it's so funny how this argument about console, high-end console, not high-end console, but so to someone outside of it, it's very obvious. Like, why is this even a conversation? This thing can move with you. This one needs a TV.
So the thing is both Sony and Xbox is claiming Nintendo is their competition, and they shouldn't, because Nintendo's in their own other lane.
Yeah, I think that's what she's trying, and I think that's
I think the
that's
idea is that because it's a video game console, it is competition. Anything that takes eyes off your product is technically competition.
Yeah, well, I think what they're trying to say is, like, there's been it comes up like at least 3 or 4 times a day, which is this idea of like a high-end console market versus the entire console market. And they brought in all these different figures and economists to explain this concept. And for the judge, it literally was, that has a screen on it, that doesn't. Like, when you step back from it. And I think
Nintendo
sometimes
appeals to the lowest common denominator. I've been saying that for years.
And so that's why I think, to me, it's just funny how you have all these people just going super, super deep into it. But for most people, they're like, what are you talking about? That's
the thing I want to say, though. I said before, I think Nintendo is smart because they don't ever have to have that argument over teraflops, right? And look how much they sell. So if I'm reading this, and if this was right, that Nintendo next console will be as strong as the Xbox One and the PS4, then yeah, why not? Because then they don't have to have this little argument and have you be scrutinized because they don't have the highest teraflops. And so as long as they just step up incrementally, because like I said before, you don't need Mario having 12 teraflops, right? You don't need Zelda. Look at Zelda. Zelda, I'm pretty sure I think is going to be game of the year. And you don't need Zelda like it's cell shaded, right? It does, like, cell shaded games has been out since like what, the GameCube or whatever, right? So you don't need you don't need that high processing power. So I feel like they're smart to just say, you know what, that's an argument we don't have to even be in, and our fans aren't really having that argument. There's people like me that I kind of, once the GameCube ended, I was like, I just don't feel like Nintendo is stepping it up for me, right? But I'm very far and few between versus the millions and millions of people who love Nintendo games. So I think this would be a smart move if they did that, if this is true. But that's my point.
Well, my point,
Right.
I was trying to say, it's like what's important is like, it's not so much graphics that Nintendo could benefit from, it's like performance. Like, I watched Tears of the Kingdom gameplay, and I'm like, oh my god, there's a lot of popping, the graphics look fuzzy at times. Imagine that, but like with actual, like, high-end console spec, and it's like, hey, this could be all smoothed out, it could look super pretty. Imagine an open world Pokemon on an Unreal Engine 4. Just throwing that out there.
All right.
That's pretty awesome.
Let's get off on Nintendo. Looks like CEO Satya Nadella, Microsoft, says he wants to end Xbox exclusive, but blames
just
Sony.
made a video about this. I just haven't posted it.
All right, so he wants to end Xbox.
Start with what you said.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I said I already recorded a video. I just haven't posted it yet about this. It's so funny. Like literally the same article too.
What did you generally say?
I said I find it very ironic that he says he wants to end console exclusivity while they're making exclusives. If they were so, hey, let's put everything on every platform. Why isn't Starfield on PlayStation? Why did the PlayStation 5 version get canceled? Just saying.
Right.
Well, you say one thing,
Indiana
but you do
Jones.
another. Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, he said it wants to end, right? He didn't say he was ending it.
Yeah, but
he's the CEO. There's no one higher than him.
Yeah, but the thing is,
other than shareholders.
Yeah, but you guys gotta listen, right? You don't I guess you can snap your finger and make a quick decision, right, and go forward with it. But I think these big companies, you have to wean into things. So look at people didn't look at Game Pass the way they did now. I was using Game Pass years ago, right, and never looked at it like this end all be all. They're gonna have all the games, but look where it is today. So I think if he want to do what he's saying, you couldn't just snap your finger and overnight it. You would have to slowly but surely ease into it. Because if you snap your finger,
you can't do it at all.
No, listen. If you snap your finger,
he's capping, cowboy. He knows he can't do that.
I've been saying it for the last week. This is all a fucking act. Oh, we don't want to make exclusives. Oh, Sony's so strong in the market. We need a multi-billion-dollar franchise to compete with them.
You're crying.
They're on an act. It's simple as that.
I just do want to point out, you guys kind of sound like fanboys right now.
That's real talk.
Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. Listen, I'm just trying to put some logic to it. You got a guy called that PlayStation Gamer talking about people are crying. You got FCAT talking about F this, F that.
I'm telling you how I see it. It seems like an act to me. It seems like they're crying so that the FTC will take it easy on them.
I mean, definitely. Listen, at the end of the day, you're in court, so you got to say what you got to say because people want to win, right? There's a reason why you're in court is you're on one side and somebody's on another side, and so you say what you can to win, but you also got to watch what you say because you're under oath. But what I was just saying to the topic that you brought up, right? Because it says Microsoft CEO says he wants to end Xbox exclusives, but blames Sony. I was just simply saying that because that PlayStation Gamer said, how come they won't just do it tomorrow? And FCAT was saying as well. And I was just saying, if you do something like that, you can't just snap your finger because you're going to have so much of a backlash by your fan base, right? So you got to slowly ease into it. And, you have your certain people who don't like where you're going, like some of the Xbox people we know that already left. And then you get some of the Xbox people that's strong and follow you and we like this decision and where you're going. And then eventually you reach that decision. You just don't rip the Band-Aid off and be like, what? People go crazy. Like, you gotta.
But that's the best
Yeah,
way to handle a
you're
situation
talking
like
about
that.
you're talking about the boiling the frog analogy.
Yeah, it's easier
You
to
want to
turn it up a
slowly
little
turn
than
it
just
up
throwing them in the pot.
before it jumps out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you think he meant by this, Purple?
Look at that. Yeah.
Okay,
I honestly don't know why they brought this man into court. Like, I think there is no real commentary for this. But yeah, he says he blamed. I think he had some talking notes, and that was it. Like, this dude just
yeah.
he was like at the White House briefing. Like, he is not like there. I think
Laughing at Joe Biden talk about, oh, I have secrets.
Yeah, he was like, but blame. They told him Sony's bad, exclusive word bad, paint Sony as the enemy. But I think the one thing he did prove, and I said it last night, was based upon the brown shoe Supreme Court case. He did basically define cloud as a market, but other than that, I think he and the judge probably know each other outside, and she gave him a small
Right.
like, do you
Right.
any? I don't think this.
Microsoft controls the government. That's the whole thing. Real quick, Purple. Do you think if Bill Gates was here now in this deal, he would have said this or said anything? Nadella said.
No. No,
Bill Gates would have been like, let's just put everything on every platform, because you know what? If they buy it, it's still money for us at the end of the day.
Bill Gates would have taken a very combative tone. He would have been very.
So Bill Gates, originally Bill Gates thought Sony would get into the PC realm, but he was against Xbox.
They didn't like the fact that Sony was dominating the living room. That's why they made the Xbox.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
That was the main idea. But like Bill Gates was against it because he didn't want anything disrupting Windows.
Mm-hmm.
And originally the Xbox was supposed to have things like Word on it, Excel on it, spreadsheets, and they're like, oh, gamers ain't gonna want that,
Who the fuck is gonna want Microsoft Word on their Xbox? Honey, I can file our taxes on the Xbox. You have a computer for that, right? Yeah?
It'd be cool, though. You got to think about some people who aren't PC people. If they had a console that could do that extra stuff, it might have been cool for them. I remember the
PlayStation. And then H&R Block would get pissed off.
Well, I remember the PlayStation 3. That's why I say it's my favorite console of all time. Because you could do so much, right? You could download music, pictures, videos, all that stuff. And then you was able to add it in the games. So I thought that was pretty cool. I remember even mods. I remember playing Unreal Tournament. And I was able to run around with Master Chief on PlayStation 3. I remember playing wrestling games, and they wouldn't have certain music because of licenses issues, and I would just download the music to my PlayStation 3 and then play it in the game. Like, that was cool. So I could picture if you was able to have more options when you go online, like, because if you go on the web browser and you can do all this extra stuff, especially if you was just a console person. Because for me, right, I was never really into PC at all. Like, I bought my first laptop not many years ago. So I could definitely see that's a market for that. I think everything someone says is a dumb ideal. There's a bunch of people who would like the ideal. It just depends on how many people would like the ideal in order to make it make sense as far as making money. But I see Jenna Haze is in the building. What's going on, Jenna Haze? Do you think ABK deal will go through? I always thought, I don't know. Right. But I always wanted it to go through just because I don't fear change. And I like shakeups. I like when crazy stuff happen. You're like, oh, snap. So I just would love to see what Microsoft would actually do with that caliber of games from Activision Blizzard King. Would be curious to see what they could do, if they would make it better or not. So personally, I don't know if deal's going to go through. I don't know if I actually have an opinion on that. I just want it to go through just for the sheer silliness of what would happen in gaming.
So this is pretty much the same quote that he pretty much he says Sony has defined the market competition using exclusive. But honestly, I think like Atari and Nintendo defined that market.
Yeah, Nintendo controlled a lot of the market before Sony came around.
Oh yeah,
Sega had a part.
Yeah, they pretty much blocked Sega from selling in Toys R Us.
What was those things that Sega had that Nintendo didn't have? Exclusive games.
Yeah, they had Sonic.
But Sony's the one who decided all this. Okay, well. Okay. I guess Sony controls the government too.
Mario.
Well, like I said, it's kind of crazy because Nintendo lost fans. I was a big fan. And once they went from after the GameCube, I just, as a fan, and I love third-party games too. So I felt like they just wasn't trying to be on that same level. Like when I seen the promotions for like the Wii, it was more kiddie-ish for me. And I'm more like, I want more like the realistic looking violent stuff. And so it just seemed like they was going away from that. But in a sense, they kind of helped themselves by not competing because they was able to kind of literally cut out. Like some people don't even consider them competing. Like you almost just kind of like, that's why people always say they give Nintendo a pass. So it's almost like Nintendo got their own little lane that they just stick to and they do great with it.
Are you guys tired of Mario? Well, here's Mario 32, but now with a cat suit.
And you know why? Because you might be tired of Mario, but guess what? You could guarantee you'll get your kids to play Mario because you knew you played Mario as a kid. It's the most genius thing ever. There's always going to be new gamers, and as a parent, you're going to want your kid to be able to play games that's safe, right? No cursing, no violence. And as a kid, you played Mario, you know for a fact. Like you don't have to walk into GameStop and say, my kid want a new game. I'm a PlayStation owner or Xbox owner. Now I got to walk up and ask the person, what's the latest game that came out on PlayStation or Xbox? Do you think it's safe for my kid? You never have to do that with a Nintendo game. If your kid has Nintendo, you walk in and you grab a Mario or a Yoshi or what's the purple dude name?
Spyro.
The brown purple dude that suck everything in.
Oh, Kirby.
Say about Spyro?
Kirby.
Oh, it's Kirby.
So
he's pink.
So with I said purple.
Yeah, what
sorry,
the hell, purple?
Pink. So you'll just grab. You could just you don't even need a sales associate, right? You just look, and so how smart is that, right? They're literally just keeping families into their generation. You don't have to argue over, well, what game would my kid like better on PlayStation or Xbox? You already got a diagram in your mind. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the Mario Kart. They're gonna love that. I used to love that.
Okay,
That's
but
genius.
to be fair, most parents, at least from my experience, they don't care what their kids buying. They just hand the credit card like, yeah, just give him whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5, God of War.
Well, I think I don't. It depends on how old your child is. I guess I'm 47, so at the end of the day, yeah, you might be talking about
how much control you have over
your
child.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hell, most of them don't even go to a game store
There
anymore.
you
They just buy it digitally and they leave the credit card on the damn console and forget about it. Little Timmy, why am I getting a $200 bill for Fortnite microtransactions? I needed the skin, and then I needed the whole set.
Yeah, you heard Jim Ryan wants Roblox on PlayStation now.
Oh, God.
He's going to regret that. So here we go. Nadella says exclusive Activision games make no strategic sense, which is pretty much what Microsoft's standing point was this whole time, that they're not going to make Call of Duty exclusive.
No, I agree. I wouldn't.
And that it makes no sense to make it exclusive because it makes so much goddamn money.
The headline's kind of interesting, though. They say Activision games. They don't mention, they're not going to make Call of Duty exclusive, but what about the next Crash Bandicoot game, the next Spyro, Tony Hawk, the next Diablo, so on and so forth? Just saying, not the realm of possibility.
I mean, you can kind of get away with those because most people are drawn toward Call of Duty. That's
no. Don't see. You gotta stop that. You know how popular Diablo is? He said Diablo. You can't make it like.
I was speaking like just in general games.
No, but what I'm saying is Diablo is a massive
there's
franchise.
Diablo fans.
If Diablo was just exclusive, That would definitely upset the market.
I mean,
I was
World of
using them
Warcraft is
as like a
exclusive to
poor example of
PC.
this.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is exclusive to PC, and that's
Exactly.
bigger
You know
than
what?
Diablo.
Yeah, because World of Warcraft started exclusive. World of Warcraft was only ever exclusive. You're talking about, see, the thing is, you're taking a game that was not exclusive and then making it exclusive. That's the difference. World of Warcraft was always exclusive, so you can't. That doesn't work with the analogy. You know what I mean? Like you was never playing World of Warcraft on consoles. But dude, I was playing
They talking about it.
Diablo 1 on PlayStation 1. I was a big fan of Diablo 1, and I
Yeah,
just
that's
got out of
actually
it.
somewhat of a rare game to find, actually.
Yeah.
The original Diablo on PlayStation.
That was my game.
Never got into Diablo. I've never been a big Blizzard fan in general, but that's me.
So right after Xbox fans got their win with the no delay on the CMA case, all of a sudden Canada pops up, claims anti-competitive practice from Microsoft.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
So
man.
Xbox fans are saying they're kind of a little too late, but I think this has merit. I think it might have merit because, like Purple says, Canada, US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, all these governments kind of have the same, they work the same, they operate the same, you know?
Can I give my opinion on it, this whole thing in general?
Go ahead.
So far as I'm concerned, Microsoft is going to get Activision Blizzard. That's no problem. But anything they get after, the governments are probably going to be like, hey, wait a minute. You're trying to buy EA as an example. If they try to buy a big publisher, that's where they're going to run into some real trouble. It's like, okay, now you're starting to really build up a monopoly here.
So I honestly don't think that, because the reason why Lena Khan was hired is to stop all these big crazy mergers, because look what happened with Facebook and Instagram. They don't want something like that happen again, to where they regret it and they can't, take it back.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I think these government, bodies are going to keep an eye on Microsoft from here on out, because, like, hey, if you guys keep acting like this, we got to actually start to have some serious talks now, because...
Well,
for what, 10 years?
I think
for 10 years, that's all they had to watch them for.
Yeah, they had that thing where they said, but that's for that was the EU. If the deal doesn't go through, they gotta wait 2 years. But the thing is, I think that's why we got these government bodies to make sure, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. It will be bad for the market. But I think the big issue is listen to this: is Activision, Blizzard, King. Those are 3 massive entities they're trying to buy at one swoop. And like a lot of people said, they should have just tried to only get King, right? Maybe they should have just tried to only get Activision. Maybe they should have tried to only get Blizzard. I don't think it would have made such a big alarm, rang the red flag if they tried to separate one, right? If they said, look, could we do a deal and just get one? But the fact they're trying to get them all, 69.8 billion is one of the biggest, biggest deals in technology. So they kind of did it to themselves, but hey, why not, right? Because guess what? If they get it, that could make a massive wave for them as far as being successful.
That's the thing, like to Jenna Hayes' comment, like after this 10 years over, I fully expect them to pull the rug under everybody. And just like Matt Booty said in his emails, they want to outspend Sony. They want to be the only ones at the top. I believe that's the ultimate plan for Microsoft.
Just spend until Sony can't spend anymore.
Right. Because they have the money to spend.
Are they like one of only a few $1 trillion companies? Microsoft.
And I think that's what the FTC is looking at. And they see an intent. They see even a little bit of intent, and they'll be able to get that preliminary injunction.
You know what you have to remember, though? The one thing you do have to remember.
But it's not a block. It's not a full block.
Yeah, but listen.
When you say preliminary injunction, people think, oh, they're blocking it. No. Like this means that they're
It's more
going to
like a
investigate
proceeding
further,
with
and it's going to
caution
take
kind of thing.
longer. Yeah, they need to investigate, and this thing's going to take longer.
Well, you know, the one thing people have to
They
realize
want it to go
too.
through now.
Here's the one thing people have to realize too. We do the console wars all the time, but we have to remember that the courts don't have a problem with this for consoles. Remember, they said, "Oh, if you wanted this deal to go through, we don't. This isn't a problem for consoles." So people always forget that this isn't that. It's because of cloud which is holding the deal up. So
Canada, they're claiming everything. Canada's claiming console, cloud,
they literally just jumped on the bandwagon. But you got to remember, for the longest time, the course was like, "Yo, we don't have a problem with console." You know, now we have a problem with cloud because that's the new upcoming market in the future. So that'd be interesting, right? If there was no X Cloud, then this deal may have went through.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Now the entire country of Canada
that's what I'm thinking.
Of ponies.
Now
that's what I'm thinking, cowboy.
Canada's
that's what I'm theorizing.
That's why I can hear Xbox saying right now.
That's my theory, though, that they're gonna get rid of xCloud. They're gonna put the GeForce Now app on Xbox, and they're gonna redirect people to that. They're gonna say, "Hey, play our games here. It's better than xCloud. We're gonna phase out xCloud." That way they can get the deal to go through. That way they can go back to the court. Look, they can go back to the court and be like, "Look, we got rid of our cloud. You have no more case." And they can do the same thing Stadia did. I mean, they're sitting here trying to follow in Stadia's footsteps, and then we already know that's going to make Xbox go to the ground.
How'd that go? How'd that go for Google?
Sorry, I just walked off to let my dog out the streaming room and to get a popsicle. My wife was going to throw away a bunch of popsicles today. She was cleaning out the deep freezer and the freezer. And I was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "I'm going to get rid of all these popsicles. Nobody's eating them." I was like, "I didn't even know we have popsicles. Hold up, leave them. I'll start eating them over time."
Bring them in the streaming room, damn it.
So, Cowboy here, he's the first one to release the video Xbox is the new Stadia. And
I did.
Like, they want to go that route.
Thank you for remembering that. I did. I did a video. Xbox is a new Stadia, and I did Xbox is a new Sega. So I just hope people know I was on it.
Excuse me. Goddamn.
Yep.
Xbox, the most optional console available.
I mean,
I think if this deal falls through, Xbox will become Stadia. They will be brutalized every single day by the media. Worse than they are now.
Not really.
Just like Stadia was.
Not really,
like,
because
if the deal, even now it's that bad. Like, because anything negative for Xbox, they jump on it like hyenas.
No, but stop. You said if the deal goes through or if it don't go through?
No, if it don't go through, they're going to become the laughing stock of the gaming industry, just like Stadia.
I think Stadia didn't have a fair advantage because it was too new and they didn't have enough backing. I know Xbox is getting the short end of the stick, but we got to remember, in 2021, good games are coming fast. In 2021, Game Pass is the best value in gaming. That's what most gamers were saying, right? It was even if you disagree with it, you heard that so much, and it actually made sense. So it's all about games. If they could just give us a year and they just hit you with a bunch of games, they could make a comeback and not have this, so much ridicule. It's really about games. And if they could just show the games, like the year that Hellblade comes out, if they at least surround Hellblade with a bunch of really good games, they would have, that year, they would look good. They literally could pick themselves up, because where are we sitting here debating and arguing and calling people fanboys and crybabies? But it's really about video games. And the way you shut somebody up is you give them video games. Good.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ron Slusher,
Enough talking.
Microsoft is already the laughing. Microsoft is already the laughing stock, Ron says. That is totally correct, because just like Stadia, the media is jumping on anything negative they find out about Xbox.
But I don't think it's just Xbox. That's what the media do for anything. Look at the submarine
More
thing.
so.
The submarine thing captivated the airwaves, right, a week ago, because it was just a popular topic. People seem to
Well,
view
people
it.
just made memes out of it because they're ruling it's the
No.
internet.
But regardless of the memes, the news covered it like crazy. All right. So Xbox, yes, we love controversy. People love to hear about people getting stepped on, right? But listen, it could backfire, because while we're all laughing at Xbox, if they could rise like a phoenix, like I'm telling you, if they have a good year, they could look really good, because it's only about video games at the end of the day. Sony does a great job, because what they keep, like I heard somebody say the other day, why Sony keep putting out the same style games? These games are winning
Because
game of
they
the
are
year. People
good
are
at
loving
it.
them. They're selling really good. So why not, right? Well, they should do a different this. So why wouldn't they come out with another God of War, right? Because God of War sells. As long as they get creative enough and make a good God of War that, is loved, makes sense. But anyway, I'm not. By the way, if anybody's listening, I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm just a down the middle guy. So I'm just trying to see the sense of both sides.
Yeah,
So I'm just trying to,
yeah.
I'm a
You know,
PlayStation guy that used to love Halo.
I mean, I'm neutral, but like I'm looking at Xbox not the same way that I used to.
No.
and I do
Like
get what Jenna
I'm,
said.
I'm having.
Jenna said high quality games. I don't think every game has to be high quality. Let me ask you this: do you feel like Mario is high quality?
I mean,
That's an interesting one.
in what comparison? Like
I
compared to
mean,
like
like,
Spider-Man 2 or
no, just
Starfield?
if you play Mario, do you feel like you played a high quality game?
I think that all comes down to personal preference.
Well, I'm asking you
Like
then. I'm asking you.
I
I think
guess.
I think Tears of the Kingdom is a high quality game.
No.
Well,
I said if you played Mario, would you feel like you played a high quality game?
I feel
The
like I'd
new
play a
one,
Mario
the
game.
one where you're in the
Okay.
city and you can throw your hat around,
Let me
that
just
one's
let me
pretty
hear the
high
man answer the
quality.
question.
Okay, so no, I don't think Mario games are high quality when they're 2D.
Okay.
I like the 3D ones. That's the high quality because you can actually see the level of detail they're putting into it.
Even Mario 64 was high quality, Cowboy.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, it was.
At the time,
but
that
like
I
was
got
like
points.
Mario,
groundbreaking.
Listen,
what's that new one coming out? Mario Wonder or something? That screams like, oh, you made this within like a year.
bro, it looks like a
Yeah, they
mobile
made
game.
that with Mario
I
Maker.
literally thought it was a new mobile game.
They literally made a couple levels in Mario Maker and put it on that. That's what they did.
Mario's
But
usually high quality.
but my
You know,
point was, when we were talking about Jenna brought up Cowboy Correction high quality games. So it all depends on what people do consider high quality. Now,
yeah.
in next gen, so Nintendo, they probably won't get scrutinized as much for high quality, but with next gen, people are gonna see something like Redfall and be like, whoa. If Redfall was on Nintendo, people would be like, man, this game is amazing. Like, look at this, look how big the stages are. So, it is a difference. I would just want to make that contrast. It's kind of funny when you look at it.
Well, I think like
Depending on
Redfall was kind of like a middle budget game, from
Mhm.
what I read. Like they didn't even want it almost sounded like they wanted that game to get canceled at one point. Just like, please cancel this so we don't have to make it.
Yeah, it's a shame because Microsoft had them push it as if it was high quality. But
yeah, Chaos. I don't disagree. Mario is high quality, but for me personally, 2D games are so much easier to make than like a 3D
yeah,
world where you have to make the environments and where you have to place the enemies.
yep, I agree. Because when you're thinking of money that you're spending to make a game and how much work you're putting into this game, I agree. I feel like 2D games is kind of like a cheap, bad to say this, but it's like a more simple way of making a game. Like, like think about it. If a developer, all right, perfect example. When you think of indie games typically they be a lot of 2D games, or if they're 3D, it's lower quality graphics, right? So when you think of Mario, you think of, I mean, that could have been an indie game.
You think of the gameplay. You think about the gimmicks. What makes this different from the previous one, and
Right.
so forth.
Right.
And yeah, you're right, Chaos. There is a difference between high budget and high quality. So, like, okay, for me to put it best, a high quality game for me, like one of my favorite games of all time, Red Dead Redemption 2, Last of Us Part 1. Those are high quality. Mario's kind of like almost below that, but that's me. That's my hill to die on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say almost below that. Mario is below that. Like, I'm not gonna act like that. I could say it with my chest out. Yeah, Mario is not on the level of no Last of Us.
Oh no, ain't on the same scale as the fucking Red Dead 2.
Hell no.
Dude, I saw one fucking Nintendo guy tell me that he was like, "Oh, there's no difference between Witcher 3 on Switch and on PC." I'm like, you are the biggest fucking moron that walked the earth. Just go endgame yourself, please.
Yeah, Jenna, I definitely hear you. Jenna said, Cowboy, my Series X is gray. I need Microsoft to make more games so it gets used. You know, the thing is, I feel bad for some people who jumped on this generation of Xbox because Game Pass was looking so strong. It almost felt like Xbox wouldn't be gray, right? Like, bro, you got Game Pass. They're going to put all of their date games in there, right? You're going to be covered with games. I mean, a couple years ago when I first met Doc, I remember doing a podcast with him, and we was talking about how we felt that Game Pass is the future of gaming. And I was like, I was in the Stadia at the time, but I was like, bro, if I was buying one of the new consoles, I'd get an Xbox. That's the marketing made you think good games are coming fast. You just felt like, whoa, right? And so now it's 2 years later, and Jenna's like, her Xbox is great. But I think Microsoft did buy a bunch of studios, and I got a feeling they're gonna have some good years coming up soon.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't doubt that. I can't wait to see what Fable plays like.
Yeah. Are we debating if Mario's high quality? Yeah, we kind of mentioned that, K9.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. I'm a PlayStation fanboy. You guys could throw the gasoline on me and light the matches.
Hollow Knights is high quality 2D game.
Yeah, Hollow Knights is a good game. Metroid Dread was also a good game.
I think it's just their art style they try to go with. But I will say, if any 2D game you see, right, and this is for the people who champion 2D games, I would love you to ask that developer, hey, why don't you make that same game in 3D? I would love to see what it's like. They're going to look at you like, bro, you know how much you got to go through to
You know how much money that's going to cost?
Right? Like, what?
So I have a great analogy, and Lona said this earlier. What if Xbox is a Ferrari, PlayStation is a Porsche, they're racing, and Nintendo is just like a Toyota Corolla or a Honda or family basic combat car?
Okay.
Like, that's how we should be looking at this.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, that's an interesting analogy, but I get it. I totally get it. Look, they say the Toyota Camrys are like one of the longest lasting cars. They last forever. They, the way they're built, the engines they put in them. So, look how long Nintendo. Listen, Nintendo's the Switch came out how long ago, and they still competing with these next gen systems. So that's not a bad analogy. Want to say what's up to my guy Cherry Man Gaming is in the building. Adult films is coming fast. Yo, Ron. Oh man, let me see. Microsoft announced those games in 2019. Why is there no gameplay by now?
Oh,
I hear you, but here's the thing. I hear you on that. But however, those games have to come eventually. And so all I'm saying is you already have an Xbox. So the cool thing for you is even if it's not next year, unless you got rid of your Xbox, there's going to be a year where Xbox is going to have a bunch of games, and so hopefully you like the games they have.
I will say though, they did just say that Perfect Dark is still years away. Yeah, so that's
yeah.
So
one game.
See, that's the one thing I hate about the gaming industry is the hype cycle.
Okay,
hey, let's show a trailer before the game's ready, or like a year, 5 years before it's ready.
Yeah,
let's ask the Nintendo expert here, K9.
Wait, before you go to that.
Yeah.
Wait. Before you go to that, because the thing is, what I like to do is, that PlayStation gamer made a thought, right? So I kind of want to, before we switch gears, go on his thought. But I think I agree with him. Damn, I just forgot what my thought was going to be because FCat was trying. What did you just say? That PlayStation gamer?
I said I'm kind of sick of announcing
okay.
games before they're really ready to be announced.
Right. Yeah, no, and so yeah, I agree because it's one thing to give you a teaser and get you excited, right? But I guess sometimes that's hard because it's going to make the fans really, really want that game, and then you don't have no clue when the game's coming out. And then if a snag happens, then that game really takes a while to come out. But I do like trailers though, and I do like teasers, but usually I like to be teased and know it's going to be relatively soon. So let's think of Sony and Wolverine, right? They showed the Wolverine trailer, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And we knew like this was just a concept art. That's the problem. People have to realize that was a concept trailer, just letting you know, hey, we're working on Wolverine. So I doubt that little video you seen of him in the bar with the blades coming out, it's not even going to be in the game. That was a concept art to show you we're working on Wolverine.
It's probably a cinematic in the game.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, it makes people want Wolverine now. So some people could be like, dude, we seen that Wolverine video how many years ago? So I guess it could do some harm, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it just built up so much anticipation to the point it's like now every Sony event, people are talking like, we're going to see Wolverine. We're going to see Wolverine. What if they told you you're not going to see it? Oh, this is shit. I don't want it. I hate Sony. Fuck Sony.
Yep.
No, I was going to ask Kanan the same question. Does he agree that Xbox is a Ferrari, PlayStation is a Porsche, and Nintendo is like a Toyota Corolla family car? And they can't say, like Xbox and PlayStation can't say that they're competing with Nintendo.
I would love to hear him answer this question.
I will say, I do think
he needs to jump in here, I think.
Metroid Prime 4 was announced way too fucking early. Why the hell they even show us that? God damn it. Nintendo.
You know what I learned about 10 years ago in gaming is never rush anything and just have patience. I used to be that guy where I wanted every game to come out the same year. I heard about it. And I realized when they did that, games was buggy and messed up. And then I just got to the point where it's like, you know what? It's cool if I hear a cool new game coming out, but I just got to be in playing the games I'm playing right now. And the day they bring that game out, if they put out a good trailer, I'll buy it. If not, I won't. But I got over like, why isn't the game out now? Like, nah, just take your time, man. I don't care if they delay a game because I want the best version of the game they're going to give me.
Exactly.
You know,
that's why I'm happy with like Spider-Man 2 because they're like, they showed us the announcement. They're like, okay, now we got an idea when we want to get this out, but you guys are going to go through a drought. They're not dropping trailers at every showcase. Like, no, you guys have to wait. Come on.
Yeah. What's up to Cubini? Just want to say what's up. I seen he just popped in, and my guy Sev is in the building as well. Good stuff. He said, every time I come in here, you guys are arguing about plastic boxes. I figure that would get old at some point. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Bro, I didn't even want to have this conversation. However, this is what FCat drags me into. And but we started off with at least we're not talking about ABK right now. But I think this is I would love to if we could have conversations about specific games, but this is just how conversations go. I can't help it. You know, somehow, you know, conversations, you know.
Well, the Nintendo analogy kind of correlates with the ABK thing, or what they're saying.
Yeah, kind of.
But
K9 says still owes him a Metroid 4 Prime, and I'm sure when they come out with it, it's going to be dope, though.
But yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I'm tired of this whole ABK thing. I just want a final decision, yes or no. Does it go through? And we go from there. Like, all I'm seeing is this roller coaster and roadblocks and being dragged through the mud. Like, this deal is going nowhere. And then, like, at this point, I don't even want it anymore. Like, because I feel like nothing's going to change. What I'm going to get all these games on cloud. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get all these games on Game Pass. Whoop-de-doo. Like...
I just want to say, Rune says, Sev, man, stop acting like you're above it. You on every console war channel. I think he does have a point though, Seb. You do pop in and be like, I can't stand this, but you're like a glutton for punishment. You still be loving it at the same time. So, but it is definitely conversation that people like. Also, I want to say to Cubini, he said, we're the same energy for Wolverine. I think there is. I think people are like, yo, when the hell is Wolverine coming out? I think the problem is, see, this when you're on one side, when you hear people talk about your side, you feel some type of way, but you don't realize there's other sides getting the same ridicule. It's just you're not on that side, so you don't hear it. And if you do hear it, you don't realize it's as big as it is. But
to be fair, I'm gonna say this: in the defense of Insomniac, they have never, at least as far as I'm aware of, delayed a game. When they say the game's coming out, they're confident in that. They even said that with Spider-Man 2, like, we're not telling you the release date until we are confident it's coming out that day.
Right.
And plus, Insomniac's been such a good studio. I mean, fuck, they've been carrying PlayStation the last couple of years.
Speaking of games, let's talk about these games they just announced today, like Cyberpunk 2033 from Annapurna. The people who made Stray. Also, Stray's coming to Xbox. Scorn's going to PlayStation.
That's cool though, man. I like to see that.
Xbox gets the kitty cat game, and we get the dick with a gun game.
See, Annapurna has this game called Bounty Star. It kind of looks like third-person Titanfall. It's crazy. Thirsty Shooters. Like,
hold on, wait. What game is that? Whoa, stop. You said third-person Titanfall. Hold up, you got me.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a third-person Titanfall. Bounty Star.
Okay, hold on. I need a trailer. Is that one?
It's in the Discord. Yeah, it's one of the ones they showed. They showed another one called Thirsty Suitors, which is kind of like a dating sim, but you can also skateboard like Tony Hawk in this game, and it's weird.
Well, I accidentally.
It looks interesting. Like, if I play a dating game, like, I would probably play that just because it has the skating aspect on it.
I accidentally put Booty Stars, and yeah.
No, Bounty.
I was like, oh. Yeah, that was So Bounty Star.
We found some Pornhub links.
All right, hold on. I want to see this Bounty Star because I want.
You can pull it up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. I wonder if you described it accurately. I'm so curious.
It's kind of like a Titanfall, third-person Titanfall.
Hold on, let me see this for myself.
Like,
I thought I was done with this life, but I suppose that's not my privilege.
Got a big scar on her face. All right. I'm not feeling Titanfall just yet. Oh, hold on.
Maybe someday I'll find.
Okay, she's jumping in a mech. Definitely not the size of Titanfall mech.
More like Hawken, if you played Hawken.
It's not that day.
Yeah, like that, like a third-person Hawken.
Okay. She did a drop kick,
which is kind of a copy of Titanfall. So, like,
I mean, if she could get out. Can she get out?
No, she can't get out. Like, this is just like a mechish, a mech game.
don't ever play it. That's what
maybe like Gundam Wing, kind of like Gundam Wing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope tomorrow is different.
All right, let's get this off the screen. You know what though? You know, I might. Is it gonna be on Game Pass?
I don't know. It will be multi-platform.
Okay, well, it's on Game Pass. I'll try it. Oh, well, guys.
Then they have the Blade Runner 2033, which is the other big one.
Blade Runner 2023?
Yeah, 2023 Labyrinth.
Okay.
Apparently, Baldur's Gate 3 has been delayed to 1 week so I can run at 60 FPS.
That's crazy. So
on the Series S.
Oh, okay,
dude, I'm gonna be honest. I'm watching some of this Baldur's Gate's gameplay. I'm like, God damn! I'm not a Diablo fan, but this is, damn.
You know what's crazy? So Stadia had that game over a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, I bought that game on Stadia well over a year ago. So it was the what do you call it, FCAT? It was
early access.
Access?
Stadia had their early access first.
Yeah, before
it was actually exclusive to Stadia.
And it had Stadia features, which was dope. So for instance, if I was a streamer, well, when I streamed a game, I would have my audience. It would be when you have choices in the game, they will pull up on YouTube as you were watching me, and you press a button on YouTube or select what you want me to pick, and it will give you a certain amount of time, and then it would make that's what the choice would be in the game. So your audience could actually choose what you do in the game. It was pretty dope.
Let's see here real quick. Oh yeah, so yeah, you mentioned earlier Stray's coming to Xbox, but it's not coming to Game Pass. Weird.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
PlayStation subscribers got that for free.
I just assume every game is going to Game Pass when somebody says it's going to Xbox, but okay.
Well, remember there was that rumor a while back that people were worried that Starfield wasn't coming to Game Pass because there was at the end of the trailer coming to Game Pass, like we get used to. But no, it's coming to Game Pass. I know that for a fact.
All right, let's pull this up. FK.
Press F for respect.
Why don't you just put full screen? There you go.
Can y'all hear it?
No.
I can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog person myself.
It's basically a CG trailer, no gameplay.
Oh, let me ask you this about why are we even watching this video? Oh, because it's Blade Runner. All right.
So that's the other big one that they announced.
I don't think it's that big for me because there's no gameplay. Can't tell if I'm gonna like it or not. Let me ask you guys this though.
Right.
Is I keep hearing the rumors, or not rumors, but people talk about that Cyberpunk DLC. So I just wanted something clarified. Will it have a third-person mode or not? Is that a thing, or they was just saying it would be cool?
I think it's first person only.
Yeah,
the base game was first person only.
Yeah, but I literally heard somebody mention, how the game would change if it's third person. So I was like, were they just saying that, or is it really going to be?
I think they were just saying that. I don't know if that's an actual thing.
Yeah, because remember Resident Evil 8 did that, though. Eventually, they came out with it in third person when they added a DLC. And I was like, oh, wow. The only problem is I had bought that game on Stadia and I already had beat it. So I was like, yeah, I'm not getting it again on PlayStation. But I would have loved to play it again in third person because I think third person is better for Resident Evil games. But I just was like, yeah, I'm not buying it again.
Oh, God. Here's our fucking headline I hate. Layoffs reported as BioWare shifts in renewed focus to Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Yo, god damn it, Dragon Age Dreadfall, or whatever the fuck it's going to be called, is taking forever to get out.
I thought you just agreed that you could have patience. I
got patience, but god damn, Dragon Age is a good franchise, and BioWare is just bio shit.
Oh, man.
I was surprised there's anyone working at that damn company anymore. Being honest, they keep laying off people so fucking often.
So Scorn on PS5 is actually going to have a physical version, which isn't on Xbox. They don't have a physical, I think, on Xbox. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, Scorn does not have a physical on Xbox.
Oh, look, Cubini said they're doing closing arguments now, FCAT.
Let's see here. Hey,
that's nice.
I agree. I love Dragon Age and Mass Effect. You know what
I want to hear the decision, which is next week. Next week's the decision.
I would love to see Dragon Age 1 remastered for the PS5 and Xbox. That'd be awesome.
Well, just come out with Dragon Age Part 2. We don't need to do a remaster.
I'm tired of these roadblocks and this roller coaster ride. I want to get to the end of it and get off and go from there.
Yeah, but let's be clear. You don't even care what happens. You're not like you really invested. You just invested with the story and the controversy. You don't like anybody I know out of all the gamers. It's cool. I feel like FCAT. You're in a really cool boat. I've never ever heard you have a specific platform. You literally will play whatever, go to whatever. You'll talk about all of them. I feel which is you're in
Right.
a great boat. Like you don't never get triggered when somebody say, "Oh, well, this is whatever." You're like, "Whatever," and then you just start putting up a meme about what they was talking about and then jump to the next thing. So as gamers, we kind of are invested, but you're really not invested into anything. You're like, eh. So the cool thing for you is like, yo, you just want to hear what's going on with the whole deal because it's interesting to you. You know what I mean? So I commend
I
you
don't
for that.
I don't behold myself to corporations.
That's cool.
I don't trust the corporations. I fully expect, Microsoft to make all that stuff exclusive. And they have more than right to because other players like Google, Apple, Sony, they've all been doing it this whole time.
All right, good point.
But
it's funny that.
But then I kind of don't want this deal to go through because if it goes through, then Xbox will become just a subscription-based thing, and I don't like subscriptions.
I think Game Pass. I think I thought a while back Game Pass sounded like the most amazing thing ever, because it seemed like the content you were going to get was like, whoa. They just dropped the ball on it. But I
tested Game Pass like before the public did, and I mean, whatever games were there were cool, and whatever games you got, cool. But we should not be sitting here shaking our rattle. I demand this such and such game. I demand all the games just because I can be cheap ass.
I demand all games be on Game Pass, and also Sir Philip Spencer will make sure he kisses my kitty cat every morning.
Well, here's my thing. I don't think that's a problem, but what I want to know is people who want every game on Game Pass. I would love for this to happen, right? If people are like, bro, I want every game in Game Pass. Listen, I hear you. Why not? You pay $15 a month, get every game you want for a subscription. Best thing you heard in your life, right? Save you a lot of money. But would you still want? This is what I want to know. Would you still want every game on Game Pass if you were told that the quality of the game is going to be lowered? Right? Not specifically. They just said, hey, what we're going to do is try our best to get every game on Game Pass. We want you guys to keep lobbying for it, do petitions. But if it does go through, just know that the quality will be lowered. Then I'm curious if people would still say they want it or not. That's what I'm curious on. So let me ask you guys, would you, like, if you were told that, would you go for that?
No, I mean, like, I kind of like how Game Pass how it is, where it is now. That way, you don't know what you're getting, kind of thing. Like, you can get a bad game, like Redfall, or some kitty donkey game, Tenement, like, then you'll get a good game, like something like an actual good game every now and then. You shouldn't get like a ton of good games all at once.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious what people.
You know what I'm saying? Because if that happens, especially after this deal and all these Activision Blizzard titles are on there, including Call of Duty, all these other games that are on Game Pass has to compete with Call of Duty and Activision Blizzard titles. And they're not going to want to be on Game Pass anymore.
They've sold
and Game Pass is just going to be Activision stuff.
Well, no, here's why I think this Game Pass's biggest problem was supposedly it's like their biggest benefit. They talk about like how all the time, oh, well, you could discover all the new games you want to play. But it's like, but what if I don't want to play those games? What if I just want to play Game Pass, the games I want? Like, for example, when they had Red Dead Redemption 2, how many people subscribed to Game Pass just to play Red Dead 2? And then after they're done. They're like, okay, we're not playing anything else. We're done.
Yeah.
That's the one game we want to play.
So the thing is, right, as a subscription service, it's like Netflix. I can't tell you the last year that I didn't pay for my Netflix. I've been paying for Netflix for I don't even know, probably since Netflix started, right? But that's the goal as a subscription. You want to put out enough good content that you could have people paying forever every month, right? So, but Game Pass isn't to that point for me personally, but there's people I know who do pay for Game Pass every month. So I pay for Game Pass every time I see it. Like for instance, I'm gonna pay when Exo Primal comes out. I'm gonna pay when Texas Chainsaw Massacre come out. So those two games, I don't know if they come out in the same month, but those are two games I can tell you right now that I'm gonna pay for. You know,
Wait,
hold on,
Exo Primal's coming to Game Pass?
Yes, it is.
I did not know that.
Yes, it is. Let me see. Hold up. Top 5 DC. Hold on. I'm wondering what they're talking about. K9 said top 5 DC. Oh, top 5 DC. Harley Quinn. Okay, yeah. I don't really care about that.
They're talking about like their favorite superheroes.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I don't care to be in that conversation, but we'll pull it up on the screen. Hold on. Let me see who he likes in Marvel. Spider-Man, Elektra, Deadpool, Cyclops, and Rogue. All right, now I'm curious. Let me read his DC. Harley, Batman, Poison Ivory, Wonder Woman, the Joker, the Flash. Okay. All right. Let's see. TK, you missing the GOAT. Superman. Yeah, not everybody likes Superman. So I have a PC, Superman. PS5, Nintendo Switch. I won't be missing anything I want to play. Let me see. Nah, top 5. Top 10 though. Okay. One last thing I want to get into before we close the show. Is I actually want to talk about what I don't like about Final Fantasy 16.
What is it?
Pink Kryptonite.
Yeah, Game Pass is still the value it is. I mean, I still find value in Game Pass when I get it. It's just
I use Game Pass differently.
Like I'm not in a demented mind to where I'm like, oh, I need everything on Game Pass, you know.
Yeah, but think about it. If you did get everything on Game Pass, that'd be pretty dope. Like, let me just hear the person and give me that.
It would be a little too much. Like, I would feel like this ain't Game Pass anymore.
Listen, you know? I'm gonna ask you this question. I need you, and I want a good answer, bro. So, if every game was on Game Pass, what would be the negative?
Good games, like all the Call of Duties, all the Diablos, you know, all this is all on Game Pass. Like, that's gonna cannibalize all the indies, like, or Paw Patrol.
I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you on that industry. But you as a gamer, you as a person with a wallet, and you as a person who purchase games or do subscriptions.
If I pay for it, yes, I'll get to play all kind of games. Yeah, but I mean, that's only the good thing out of it.
Bro, that's the biggest thing.
But it's actually hurting the industry. It's hurting the industry, though.
I asked you as a person, as a consumer.
Right. As a consumer, yeah, I would get value out of it.
At the end of the day, it's just about you buying games you like. And if every game was in a subscription service, you'll be like, oh, dope. I'm only paying $15 a month, and I could just play any game I want. Okay, makes sense. Cool. Big deal. Like, I would love to hear somebody argue against that for themselves. Just for themselves.
Like, it's a sidekick for me, just like Cloud is.
Well,
like
as a PlayStation gamer, I could tell you I buy all my games. I don't pay subscriptions.
Right, but I bet if
I like buying my game. If I like the game and I'm compelled enough, I'm gonna drop the money on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the same camp I'm in, because like, hey, if I want to buy the game, I'll buy the game, so then I don't have to keep subscribing to Game Pass or whatever.
The thing all the Xbox fans are hollering, oh, you'll get the Game Pass discount. But if it's a brand new game, dude, and it's a first party Xbox owned title, you're not gonna get that discount day one.
It's like
you're gonna have to wait.
It's not that much of a discount.
You're gonna have to wait forever for that new game to get a discount.
And guess what? They don't have to worry about it because it's in Game Pass.
Think about it. Is High on Life on discount right now? Is Redfall on discount?
Yeah,
Is
Jenna,
Redfall on discount?
I have no clue. I definitely hear you, Jenna, though. If everything was on Game Pass, a lot of developers would lose money. Definitely. I just was asking as a consumer, like, what would be your issues with Game Pass if every game was on Game Pass? Like,
there's too much good stuff in it. It's like eating a big Thanksgiving dinner and then feeling bloated after.
Let me see. Everyone here is acting like Game Pass takes away their ability to purchase games. That's something I just don't understand. It's
No,
I agree. It sounds strange.
We're not saying you can't buy games on Xbox. I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, if they turn it into just a subscription-based thing, and you can't buy games anymore, you have to keep on paying the subscription like Netflix.
Yeah, but chances are you're gonna put your foot in your mouth. All these people saying they don't like that. Chances are that is where the industry is probably gonna go. Once cloud becomes a thing, that's probably gonna be like a subscription.
Right, because you constantly have to pay for cloud. Constantly gets expensive.
And if you don't have to, because they're probably going to be like, listen, why lose money on consoles, right? Isn't it said that Xbox lose $100 on a Series S and $200 on a Series X, right? So why lose money on a console when you could just have it in the cloud? And then at that point, how do you get people to purchase your games and not be tied in your ecosystem? You make it your ecosystem be a subscription. That just makes sense. So that's probably going to be the future. And so unless you're going to be like my friend yesterday, if they ever do that, I won't play video games no more. And I guess you won't be playing.
Then people will say, "Oh, Stadia did that first, and they shut down."
The cool thing, I have both. I have both.
The only situation I find myself not being a gamer if Sony's not in the game industry at all. That's the only doomsday scenario for me. Like, okay, you know what? I had a good run, but now it's time to pack everything.
Yeah, but so here,
Sony ain't around. I don't give a shit.
Reason why I wouldn't go down that route, because they're those same developers that make games for Sony didn't make games exclusively for Sony. So the thing is, I could never say Sony because there's developers that wasn't a Sony. Like, I love The Last of Us. Naughty Dog didn't start and was only Sony. So who's to say they're not going to have some great company? Or who? Hold up. Who's to say? Wait. Who's to say Sony closes up and Naughty Dog don't just start making let Naughty Dogs be like Sega? So then you'll have the new Last of Us and everything. I'd be like, well, I gave up gaming because Sony closed up. Like, bro, you ain't see the new Last of Us? I'm like, no, because Sony closed up. They're like, what? Yeah, nah, you ain't catching me saying that.
That's a good point and question, guys. Like, if Sony does lose Call of Duty, so Jim Ryan claims they'll be okay, more than okay, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are taking that as, oh, they're gonna shut down. You know,
they won't.
Do you think it would go that route, or would it just kind of hurt Sony in the long run?
What Sony would do is they would try to find a third party or make their own big thing. I mean, they've been putting a lot of money into Epic Games lately. I've been noticing that. Like,
well, then you're backing up Microsoft's thing when they said, hey, you got 10 years to make a Call of Duty.
Well, you would have to, right? It's just called kill or be killed. So you would have to say
survival instincts.
Exactly. Yeah, that's Microsoft we're doing right now. It's their survival instincts. Hey, we can't win the console war. Apparently the games we're making aren't good enough, or they don't come out frequent enough. So we're just gonna buy a company that has really good games. And hey, Activision, you know, people love Call of Duty, top selling game. You know,
but I haven't bought a Call of Duty game in like years. The last one I bought brand new was Black Ops 2.
Well, cool thing for me is GameFly. I got the most recent Call of Duty 3 days after it came out. I got to check it out, played all the modes. I was like, yeah, no, and I sent it back.
I used the discount code Cowboy to get 5% off.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys, go ahead, FK.
I was gonna ask real quick, which game is more the end all be all, GTA or Call of Duty?
GTA.
Call of Duty.
Dude, for real?
I would say Call of Duty.
You know why?
GTA has sold more copies than a fucking Bible has been sold.
You know what though? GTA comes out how many decades? Like, bro, it's not like when the last time you played GTA?
Me?
Yeah,
personally? Probably last year. I was doing my like 5th playthrough of the story for 5.
Exactly. Just listen to yourself. The 5th playthrough of the story, bro.
Yeah, but there's people also play online. That's why like Rockstar keeps making GTA Online expansions, because it makes them money, makes them buku bucks.
And guess what? So does Call of Duty, but at least you get a newer Call of Duty every year or two.
But GTA doesn't have to spend so much money on getting that extra cash.
Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do for you? I'm gonna take you down your own little rabbit hole. What's the graphics of the GTA look like right now?
They look pretty good for the most part, but yeah, they're PS3 level.
The Grand Theft Auto 6 is supposed to be using like
Nintendo.
Okay,
awesome
are we talking about Grand Theft Auto 5 or are we talking about GTA 6?
Bro, GTA 6 is not out. The game you can play. So if we laughing at Nintendo for their graphics, you got to give the same energy to GTA. Like, come on, bro. Nah, I can't be sitting there still playing GTA. That's a big
I could play GTA all damn day, but then again, it's like I get bored of it.
Well, yeah.
That's why I play Red Dead 2. That's a game that like, I don't care if it's 30 frames per second. That shit beautiful.
Yeah, see, I take GTA over Red Dead. Just because I don't like. I rather steal somebody's car than steal somebody's horse. I just kind of like.
I'd rather hunt down a fucking leopard or a freaking coyote than steal someone's car.
Nah, I think I'll be on the other end of that stick. But anyway, it's cool though. We all got different opinions. So, guys, I'm gonna turn my camera back on. I'm gonna switch this up a little bit because wrong way. Nope. There we go. So, I want to tell you guys what I don't like about. See, this is why I can't even see. I'm gonna say this right now. And K9 is my guy. We literally have each other's phone numbers. We met up last summer. We went and hung out. Our girls, they're cool with each other. But I can't believe any gamer who say Nintendo graphics are fire. You, sir. Here, I'm gonna put this on here for you, and I'm just gonna leave that alone. All right, yeah. I can't trust you anymore.
Yeah, because Pokemon Scarlet and Violet looks so good. So good.
So anyways, before we had that little comic part of the little comic segment there, he said, I love the art style. Here, I'm going to give you another one of these. Yo, he will be back every Tuesday at 10 o'clock when I'm not on. All right, so Nintendo graphics are greater than PS5, Maker said. I mean, you like Forspoken, and that game is ugly. I don't think Forspoken is that ugly, but let me ask you this.
I think I'll take a Forspoken over a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet any day.
You let me know what Nintendo game looks better than Forspoken. I'm just saying.
Show me a Nintendo game that looks on the same level as The Last of Us Part 2, and then I'll laugh you out of the room.
Listen, man, some people just be on some stuff. But anyway, before I get dragged down into this stuff, because that's just a silly. He's obviously joking. Anyway. So listen, the Mario don't even have lip syncing. Matter of fact, what's Mario's voice sound like?
Yahoo!
They probably got that on point. It's me, Mario. Yeah, that lip sync.
No, wait, which version are we talking about? Are we talking about Chris Pratt version or original?
Well, they don't have a game for the Chris Pratt version yet, so.
True.
He said, Rune said, Forspoken looks terrible, but it's a solid game. I didn't think it was a terrible looking game, but anyway, and I also didn't think the lip syncing was horrible either. Yeah, I mean, maybe the
words coming out of our mouth were terrible.
Oh, she was cursing up a storm, but so were you today. So you guys in the same.
Well, no, I was talking like the dialogue in general, like the one she's like, "I can move things with my mind." I'm like, oh my gosh, shut the hell up.
Let me see. All right. Anyways, so Final Fantasy 16 is the darling right now. A lot of people are loving it, and I remember playing the beta or the demo. And I remember Maker Chaos came in and say like, oh, they having issues with the frame rate. And I was like, oh, I didn't even notice that, the 60 frames. So when he pointed it out, I was able to see it, but I just kept playing it. I didn't even notice it. Man, it's pretty bad. Like, I don't know if it got worse, if they did an update or something, but when I started playing the game, I was like, okay, I seen graphics, and then you could put it on frame rate. And I'm like, okay, I'm using frame rates, obviously.
So,
But then, hey, bro.
so the maker said they they're not gonna push a patch at launch. So y'all gotta wait for a patch for that.
What are you talking about? Final Fantasy?
About Final Fantasy 16?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so lately I've been playing it. Like, I played it for some good hours today, and I'm like, dude, the frame rate is pretty bad. Now, when you're in combat, just fighting, cool. But when you're running from like, let's say you finish a battle and you're just running like regular, and if you turn left or right, I'm like, oh my god, yo, this the frame rate is pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, bro, the music sucks. I know some people are gonna roast me for that, but the music is pretty.
That blasphemy right there.
That one boss fight crashes your PS5 and says it's overheating.
I'm sorry. What would you say about the music in Final Fantasy 16?
The music in Final Fantasy 16 is pretty bad to me. Like, I was in the little hub, and you could change the music. So obviously I didn't play it long enough to unlock so many music, but it looked like you could have like 60 different music. So I'm sure they're gonna have one that's cool. I love the theme, the Final Fantasy 7 little. So I'm sure you'll probably be able to unlock that. But the choices I got right now, when I'm just standing there and people are talking, I'm just like, there's some of the battle music in the background. I'm like, dude.
Have you? Oh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say the music is pretty bad, and I'm not gonna say the frame rate is unplayable, but it's pretty bad. That when I'm running, like when I'm in the action, I like it, but when I'm just running to the next area and I turn left and right, I'm like, dude, this is probably the worst. Like when people say like, oh, they get dizzy, and I used to always call they bluff. Man, you don't get dizzy when you're playing 30 frames.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
But
I was experiencing the same thing.
It is pretty bad. I was literally like, yo, this
I had to
really...
put it in. I put in graphics mode. It's a solid 30 FPS all the way through. Then
maybe I need to lower. I did lower it earlier just to see, and maybe I might have to keep it there for a bit. But I even cleaned my glasses.
That's recommended,
bro. I even cleaned my glasses today. Like I went and cleaned. Like I got the little things for the glasses cleaner, the actual like you rip it out the little thing or whatever and put the little alcohol or whatever on there. Like I cleaned my glasses. Like, bro, is it my glasses? But yeah, so they need to do something about that. But I think so far I'm trying to compare it to God of War and Forspoken. So when I think of God of War, I love the combat. I loved how violent he was. He was like snapping necks and cutting people in half. And I think of the combat in Forspoken, how powerful she felt, all the magic she could do. And so I feel like it's kind of in between. I want to see which one of those three games I kind of love. I like the gameplay of more, because I really, really love the gameplay God of War. I like the fact that his character on the screen are big. He's pretty big on the screen. The throwing his chains and is cool, right?
Yeah.
And I did feel like, bro, Forspoken, man, I feel like I'm an X-Men or something. I got all this magic at my disposal, and the cooldown, like when you switch to a different magic, it has its own cooldown, and Final Fantasy does the same thing. Like if I wanted to use a special on one of my trees in Final Fantasy, if I switch to the next one, that still I could use that ability right after switching. Right? It's like Destiny. For instance, if you was using Arc on Destiny and you use your super, as soon as you switch to another subclass, everything will be gone. Right? You have to all over again. When you play something like Forspoken or Final Fantasy, you don't have to build up all over again. I think that's pretty cool. But with that being said, those are my two gripes, and I will read the chat, see if anybody wants to roast me or not.
Well, can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I literally just last night dropped my first impressions trailer, and I heavily disagree with you on the music. I think the music's fucking amazing at times.
Wow, your taste
like during the boss fights. I do agree performance needs to be better. And I even commented and said this game feels like an anime in some ways because the way that like certain sections will like lead off on like a big cliffhanger. Not trying to go any spoilers for anything.
Yes.
It's like, man, this feels like an anime. And I even said in the video I made, I was like, it feels like they could have made like some cutaway saying, next time on the next episode of Final Fantasy 16.
It kind of, yeah. You know what's crazy? A friend of mine's, Obi Rose, he's mad. And I'm like, I don't get it. He doesn't like when you beat a boss and immediately the screen comes up to tell you all the loot you got and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, it's an RPG. Like, what do you mean? But yeah, that really bothers him. He's like, yo, but I feel like it shouldn't be a part of the cut. It shouldn't jump in the cut scene. Because you know how you'll beat a boss, that screen will come up, and then when it goes down, it'll show the boss like fall, like he just died or whatever. That bothers him. Does that bother you? Because it doesn't bother me.
No. I actually kind of like it because then I don't have to go around trying to pick up the loot everywhere.
I agree. Yeah. Because I've been out of RPGs for a long time.
It makes the grinding process for like attribute points or whatever much easier too. Because I guess I would go into a tiny spoiler. Before the Garuda boss fight, I was grinding the wind elementals, and like I was picking up attribute points all the time. That was pretty nice.
Oh, so how do you grind? Like I just was running around fighting everybody, but I feel like once you fight everybody,
I just go around killing everybody, leave the area, come back, so on and so forth.
Okay. Oh, so you'll fast travel somewhere and then fast travel back?
Yeah, I just fast travel back to the base, pick up on potions and stuff I need to, all that. But I like the game. I was shocked how much I actually liked it, and I like the story. I know it makes me sound like a hypocrite because I'm like I'm playing on 30 FPS, but the graphics of this game are,
you know what's crazy?
Beautiful.
I don't think the graphics is that amazing. You know why? Because I just recently was playing Spider-Man Remastered. And I was like, oh my God, this game looks amazing. So, and I was playing Callisto Protocol, which I still think is like the best looking game I played. The facial features and all that. So now when I play this, I'm like, yo, it looks good. But it ain't no damn Spider-Man Remastered. And I just played The Last of Us Remake the other day. So now I'm playing Final Fantasy. I'm like, bro, it looks good. But hell no, Spider-Man, yo, man, that Spider-Man Remastered looked really
Spider-Man GOAT. One of my faves.
Yeah, they did a great job with that game.
But anyway. Like I was saying, I'm willing to give Final Fantasy 16 some leeway because, like, you know, the graphics are demanding. They're talking about like how it's overheating consoles because how much is on the screen. But yeah,
what the hell is on screen?
This is actually my strong.
What is on screen?
Like during the boss fights.
Nah, man, you fight like a boss and a couple little enemies.
Well, I was looking like, you know, like during the Phoenix fight and Infinite fight that first happens.
It's
actually apparently the final boss that's causing a lot of these problems.
Okay.
So here's a question: which ZeniMax title is comparable to Call of Duty?
ZeniMax?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do they make?
Own Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda.
Well, comparable as what? Like
to Call of Duty.
No, but comparable. Do you mean
this is a question from the judge, and I'm gonna tell you what FTC's answer was.
Well, they only got like 2 games, right? Don't they just only have not Far Cry? What is that game called? Fallout, and they have Elder Scrolls.
I think the most comparable, like in sales, would be like Skyrim, but that's because like Skyrim sold so many copies.
So the FTC's answer is Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, because Skyrim's kind of been selling crazy every time they re-release it.
I'm just going to jump around a little bit because I'm interested in this answers. Maker said, I would say Final Fantasy 16 is not as good as God of War. You know what? So God of War was a masterpiece for me. I loved it. But I do, it's weird. They got 2 different styles, right? Like Final Fantasy, I'm enjoying it more than I thought. Like I knew I would like the combat because I'm a melee type of guy, right? So it's not like he's shooting guns. But I also love like I definitely got to go back. And yeah, like the hitting the L2 button, bro, and just switching to a whole tree. Like that's what Forspoken did for me. Before Forspoken, I was loving Marvel Avengers, where I got my intrinsic special, and then my pretty much attack special, and then my super special, right? And then I played Forspoken. I was like, God damn, I got so much magic at my disposal. Like, it blew me away. So I'm playing Final Fantasy, and I'm like, yo, to be able to just switch. But I felt like God of War. Yes, I could switch from 3 different weapons on the fly, but I just always felt like I was using 3 different weapons. Whereas this, you're like using like magic, and I don't know. I gotta play it again to really.
So, Cowboy, just a quick question: have you ever played a franchise called Kingdom Hearts?
No, I was never a fan of Kingdom Hearts.
I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 is like the best comparable game to Final Fantasy 16.
Okay.
So get this, guys. FTC says we have a concern that Xbox may delay or withhold some COD features, and it just says like PlayStation does with Activision.
Yeah, but that's like only like a 30 day thing. But yeah.
PlayStation be having a year times exclusives. Come on, don't say that.
They have like some kind of exclusivity deals. Like, hey, you got this DLC or whatever for 30 days.
I rarely ever seen a 30 days thing for PlayStation.
That was like the DLC for like the 360 days.
I'm used to seeing a year for PlayStation. But Maker said I think the crafting system sucks in Final Fantasy. So I got it on like super easy. I really don't feel like I had like, what do I have to craft? I guess for magic or whatever, or the potions or something.
Mostly you're crafting for your equipment, like your swords, your gear.
Yeah, because I feel like, is that considered crafting? I just go to the little dude and he does that for me, right?
Yeah,
I'm
not super far in the game, but it's like I haven't unlocked what you would call right there crafting.
Yeah, me either. I'm like, I get materials. I go to little Neff. I'm like, hey man, give me this sword, and as long as I got those materials, he'll upgrade for me or whatever. I don't feel like that's crafting on my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to be able to craft potions. God damn it.
Oh, so you could heal yourself?
Yeah. Oh god damn it! Some of those boss fights, I come in a bad situation. You got 2 potions. You got a 2-tier boss fight, and your dog's got down, so you can't heal.
Oh, a friend of mine bought AEW and said he didn't like it. He said it felt really clunky. Which I could see that because they're trying to go for that nostalgic feeling of No Mercy. And the only bad thing is, because I want them to do it right. Make me feel like I'm playing No Mercy, but you almost can't make me feel like I'm playing No Mercy without it being clunky. Because then it wouldn't be like that No Mercy type of style. Remember, none of the moves are actually motion capture. They just actually like built the moves like they did with No Mercy back in the day. So
that's got CM Punk, so I might have to buy it.
Let me see. It's so far the worst game I've ever played, but I'm definitely in no rush.
So Ocean Gate is still advertising trips to the Titanic.
Yeah, they gotta take that off.
Oh, did you guys did you know about like Mr. Beast apparently was offered to go on that same ship?
I seen that. I didn't know if that was real, but I seen that.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I seen it. Didn't know if it was real.
Yeah, no one take down Mr. Beast. That guy's a nice guy.
Oh, just so you know, Sab said it's the newer PS5 with the smaller heatsink that's supposedly are the one that's overheating. Really? Oh wait, he asked the question. Sorry, he's asking the question.
I wouldn't know about that. I know I clean my PS5 and that's it. Just clean it once a year. That's what I was told.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any problems. So let's see.
Well, it's about dust buildup because if there's a lot of dust in your electronics, it kills it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I showed my thing on camera the other day, and I'm in a good little location, so I'm pretty cool without any dust. You guys are going in today in the comments. Want to thank you for that. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. I'm like, God damn, like I can't even speak.
That's what TPG brings to you, cowboy.
Bro, I know it. Like, listen, I always give credit for people. Listen, I love the comment section because sometimes they say stuff that we didn't have planned, and next thing you know, we come up, we go off of them. But I also love the guests that come on, man. You guys bring value, to the content. I personally just like discussions. So when some people say like, well, you don't know that is in fact, and getting on Seb because and people like Lion who would say like, you and FCAT just bring up random stuff. Like, bro, it's a discussion based show, right? It's like if you was watching Jerry Springer and he bring the guest out and he read the card. So it says here that you've been sleeping with your goat. We're gonna have y'all discuss them sleeping with the goat. Like I didn't have to fact check
Jimmy,
it.
why are you sleeping with my goat? God damn it!
I didn't have to fact check it. I didn't have to be in the court. Oh well, you mentioned that the FTC did this and that, bro. I'm just bringing up a conversation that we could all discuss. I don't have to be in the court. So I love when somebody like you come on because you'll give your opinion or whatever, and next thing you know, it's like, oh wait, what you say, TPG? And next thing you know, we could go on a whole different tangent, and people like, oh wow, and next thing you know, they're so I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, I take that statement serious. You said, look what you bring to the table. Definitely. I respect your opinions and your view, even if we disagree,
Oh,
it's
thank you,
still
man.
another view, and it's and I watch your content from time to time. So I appreciate you as a content creator. I love that you're consistent. Like you're always popping me on making new content. And so hey man, you're a fellow content creator. And if you guys don't know, I'm gonna do something real quick. That I've been meaning to do. So guys, if you have your own content, come check out the Discord because I have a spot called Share Your Content. And a lot of people just jump in and they share their content. So I'm going to show you guys and just scroll through some of the content that people share. Show you some of the cool content creators, like my man, that PlayStation Gamer. So the cool thing is, you don't even have to comment at all. You don't have to be a part of the conversations. But look, for instance, Rue Diggs, that's my guy. He put out doubleheader tonight, 9 p.m. With all the Rue Diglets. It's in full squad. So here's the link. You could click on it. This is in my Discord. So literally in my Discord, it's called Share Your Content. So Rue Diggs, he put that up today at 2:55. That PlayStation Gamer at 8:39 this morning. He let us know, hey, look, I got a new video out, Final Fantasy 16 impressions. Scroll up, Rue Diggs with some more stuff. Scroll up, Carrot Man Gaming. Check out his content, right? Scroll up more, that PlayStation Gamer. Look, my man Rue Diggs. Like, so people, Moki Martinez, he put this in here, and I didn't see it on Twitter, but I seen it on here. So what I do, I retweeted it for him. So
So I got one more last FTC quote.
Okay.
Microsoft chooses the winners and losers for who gets their cloud content. They did not make a deal with Google and Amazon. They choose their competitors. Which is fact.
Only thing I know about the FTC is Family Guy doesn't like him.
They did not give Luna a deal yet, and they never gave anything to Stadia.
Oh, wow. Hold up. Rue Diggs told me I got to check my general chat. His product just went live. That's what's up, man. Hold on, let me check this real quick. Congratulations to you. He has his own product he's been working on. And I'm assuming I could share it, right?
Is his regulatory body gonna try to block it or say it's anti-competitive?
I don't know, but it is actually. It's like he got a weed tea, so maybe I shouldn't show it. I don't know if I get in trouble for that or not. But
be careful with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and man, YouTube is always on me, bro. Every week I'm like asking them. I put out a video and they're like, "This is not good for all advertisements." And I gotta ask, "Can you have a real review?" And then they come back, "Oh, we apologize. This is." I'm like, "You're making me lose money by waiting 24 hours." The one video they made me wait a whole week, and the video was a minute and like 9 seconds long. Like it took you a week for that. Anyway, it drive me crazy. But yeah, family game night with my siblings. He said, I'm just going in the reverse order. It's a must play. It's the prequel to KH and plays a big role in KH3.
He's talking about Birth by Sleep.
Huh?
Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Okay, Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, you know what?
I was a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. Oh my god, I was one of those people that actually said the games made sense.
Look, Bio said he won 3 titles in the We Wrestle Wednesdays, and that's dope. He definitely did, man. Good stuff. Bio, man, is a cool dude. Me and him won some tag titles. I've been having a lot of fun with him. He's a great competitor. Good stuff.
I don't know. I might have to come in and stomp you guys.
Bro, that would be dope. You got WWE?
Yeah, 2K23, right? That's the one. Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm waiting for the fucking Bray Wyatt fucking DLC.
Yeah, when is that supposed to be?
Don't know. I know it's not this month coming up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see who's gonna start using Bray.
Yo. Yowie wowie, kids!
I wonder what different
I
outfits
wonder
he's
what
gonna
version
have.
it is. Is it the one that he was doing before he left, or the?
No, I think it no. So remember, the way they typically do the way they do these games is usually like a year behind. So notice you'll get a new game and it'll never have the new WrestleMania
Stage.
stage and all that. So it's always like a year behind. So it's definitely going to be the Fiend. And that's why a lot of people wanted them to start doing updates like the basketball games. How
Well, they
cool
did
would that
add
be?
some new wrestlers in for free. Like what was it? It wasn't Tori Storm. It was
Tony
someone
Storm.
else. Not Dakota Kai. It was someone else. I'm trying to remember her name.
But yeah, I guess we can call it there.
Yeah, I'm just
Great
I got
show.
one question here for Cowboy.
Yeah,
What
what's up,
is
brother?
your thoughts on the new WWE title, the one Roman has?
Also, I just want to let you know, we do every so often I do a wrestling podcast, and my buddy just said, "Bro, when we doing it again?" So it's usually about 5 of us on the panel. So you're welcome to join us. I'll let you know ahead of time when I do it. But I don't have a problem with it. I remember talking to my son before they showed what it looked like, and we was going over what the titles look like, and he showed me the picture of the older WWE title. And I was like, damn, I forgot it used to look like that. And then they made pretty much what the Universal title looked like. And the funniest thing is, this was like a week before they unveiled this new title. And that's pretty much what it looks like. It looked like an updated version of that. Honestly, I got past having gripes with the way titles look and stuff like that. I just want the champions to, I'm going to be honest with you. Real wrestling to me really has become male soap opera. I just like it for the storyline. Like, I just want you to give me a
soap
good
operas with a more direct camera.
Yeah, I just want a good storyline. I don't really care what the title looks like because we'll cry about it now, and then 2-3 years from now we'll be bragging and he's the champ for so long. And I'm like, damn,
How
I
many
was there
people
3
were
years
bitching
ago.
about the Universal title when they
revealed
it?
They was. Remember that? They couldn't stand the way the Universal title looked.
It looked like the licorice title.
Yep. That's my point. I know not to really get that mad over it, and also I think the design isn't that bad. But look how they did with the women. So they made one woman's title look like the Raw title, and one woman's title look like the SmackDown title. Interesting, right?
Yo, my girl Rhea Ripley tearing it apart.
Yes, she is.
Let's get into final words because I'm over here sweating my butt off because I'm in a heat wave right now.
Listen, bro, me, I got my fan on. Me and the PlayStation Gamer, we chatting.
I got the fan on, but I got a freaking heat
trying
wave,
to silence us, bro.
Yeah, you're trying to silence the wrestling talk,
bro.
Right?
God damn,
you trying to silence the wrestling talk because you don't watch wrestling?
My final words is freaking Purple Cook that guy and everybody else there. He dropped the books on him. I kind of don't want to hear any more about this Activision Blizzard crap till I get a final decision.
It's gonna go on for one more week just to make you mad.
I want a final decision.
Are you hopping on to play Returnal with them?
Did he add me? I sent a friend request.
Yeah, Rudays, you got to add him, you said.
I sent that for a friend request.
Yeah, we definitely going to get that belt, bio.
The women's tag team titles.
Yeah, we was rocking last night, man. Good stuff. We
guys
got
are doing more of that division than WWE does with it.
Like, I want to play more Returnal, but I feel like I'm stuck. Like, I'm stuck at the beginning.
Yeah, you probably need somebody to help you out. Yeah. Well, I think where they're going with the title is a good direction now. As you can see that they made, they unified.
Didn't they give it to Shayna and Ronda?
Yeah, but do you know what happened? They actually unified that title with the NXT title, that women's tag
good.
Title.
They should.
Yeah, so now they're going to make the NXT like 3 shows now. Instead of a developmental, it's going to be like 3 interchangeable shows. So that's what they're working towards. It's kind of cool.
I stopped watching NXT after like Tommaso Ciampa basically left.
I stopped watching it too. I feel bad because I was watching it since the beginning, and then I just fell off. Now that was probably like 4 years ago. Actually, when I was home from work with my surgery, I was like, either I'm going to be playing a bunch of games that I wanted to play, or I'm going to catch up on NXT. And I just was like, can't do it.
No.
He's accepting your
God,
request.
I hate it when they called it. Is it still called NXT 2.0?
No, they got rid. Yeah, they went back to the
dude.
black the gold.
Black and gold. Okay,
Yeah, the black
that's
and
a
gold.
good thing.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels took over, so they got rid of that.
Shawn Michaels, man, I respect, but did not like when I first saw him.
Okay. What, in person?
No, I didn't meet him in person. Like,
okay.
It's just like his early career. You hear about all the stuff he did behind the scenes. I'm like, oh my god, why the fuck they put up with this guy?
Listen, this is why this is why it's hard when you try to be a fan and you want to know all the behind the scenes. You'll be hating the character and find out 10 years later that was a made up story. You're like, damn, I hated you for 10 years.
Oh god,
the internet told me.
I was one of those people who actually liked the Katie Vick story for Kane. I was like,
bro,
back, I was like, how did I like this?
Hey, listen, you know what's crazy? I usually like all the corny characters. Like I used to like Damian Sandow. I like Baron Corbin. So I have my moments where I like these cheesy characters, man. I get all into it, you know.
I do like Damian's. No, it was Wade Bear who did the bad news stuff. I'm afraid I got some bad news.
Bad news. Yeah, I like that too. All right, guys, we can end it there. Definitely. FCAT, since you're trying to run off real quick, first let me just say thank the chat for jumping in and being in the chat, having all these conversations. Also want to thank that PlayStation Gamer. You are always welcome to jump on. You don't even have to ask, man. I usually add the link to join in the chat, and I usually pin it. So if you just see that, you see the link to join, just jump on in. You don't have to ask. You are welcome, my brother. And also definitely good content. I'm gonna have to watch your Final Fantasy video and see your thoughts. And you know, I won't get on you for not having good taste in music. And but yeah, man, tell people about your channel though. You know,
just mostly just doing YouTube shit. Just I'm actually thinking about doing a live stream for Final Fantasy 16 because one of my friends has been asking about it.
Do it, bro. Do it.
Yeah, and just I got some stupid fanboy videos coming out because I'm bored. I might actually start reacting to that. What's it? Internet series called Helva Boss. Just because I'm like, I want to make something. I do love that show.
Okay. Yeah, man. Listen, it's your channel. You're the master of your own destiny, man.
Exactly.
He said Final Fantasy got soundtrack of the year on lock.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Cowboy, you're gonna be mad when that happens. But damn it, these
people
have terrible taste.
maybe you just played it longer than me and you heard some better music. You know, maybe I'm gonna be like, yo, PlayStation Gamer, bro. Yo, I'm loving the music. You know, that might happen to me tonight. I'm gonna hit you up on Discord, like, oh my god. You never know. As of right now, I mean, trust me, I love when they add the little hints of the Final Fantasy 7 in it because I'm just so drawn to that little theme. You know, the opening.
Oh yeah.
So whenever they have that little playing in the background, I'm like, yo. But other than that, I'm not too crazy over the music. I just feel like they have some of the wrong choices. Like there be some serious battles, and I feel like, why did they choose that theme while I'm battling? I don't know. But anyway,
orchestra.
Yeah,
that's why.
FCAT, you got any last thing you want to say?
Pretty much said my piece.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, thank you for being on, and thank you for the topics you brought up and following the coverage of this court case so well. It was cool that you actually reached out to Purple and let her know we was going to bring up her debate. So that was cool that she came on. So definitely want to thank Purple as well. So Rune says some parts remind me of Attack on Titan. I never did play that game, and I also didn't watch that show.
You should watch it.
But all right. Well, with that being said, I will see you guys. I guess I'm gonna work on some videos tomorrow to put out. Make sure you check out my video that I put out this morning where I went to the beach yesterday. Just a vlog if you watch the vlogs. And we'll be back with a podcast on Monday and Tuesday. I might have to change up some stuff because I'm going back to work on Monday, and then I got to still do physical therapy. So I'm going to have to do physical therapy at 5, and it's about an hour. So the good thing is only like 2 minutes from or 5 minutes from my house. So I might have to start streaming at like, it's only like 2 days out of the week. Well, no, maybe 1 day out of the week, because I think I'm gonna do Fridays. So I might have to stream like maybe a Thursday at like 6:30 or something like that. So, but anyway, with that being said, I will see you guys. And this stream, as you know, was epic because that PlayStation gamer was on here. But the only problem is he's not a cowboy. Oh man. But at least FCAT, now your mama.
I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy. Oh man.
And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon!